We're
If
going
you
live
ever
right now. We're
if
going
you
live
ever
right
see
now,
the
and I got
movie,
Jay.
okay, I see it. Yeah, if you ever see the movie Escape from New York, it pops up when I don't know. Have you seen Escape from New
You ever
York?
see the movie
Oh
Escape from
goodness.
New York?
Ah,
It,
Yeah, with the echo. God damn.
no, that's
Well,
my computer speakers was loud as hell. That's what that was.
well, it would be an echo eventually.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus, I didn't even realize they were on like that, but I fixed it. It's all good.
Yeah, but Kurt Russell did. He it was Kurt. No, yeah, it was Kurt Russell because his father
Oh,
is
okay.
Michael Douglas. So Kurt Russell was in Escape from New York, and then years later they did a sequel, Escape from L.A. Escape from L.A. wasn't that good, but Escape from New York was the goat. So
All right, let's go ahead and get this thing started. First in frame rates, episode 169. We are live. Already put it out on the social media area so people will know that we're up and running. Also, if you haven't already, you can follow me on Twitch, which is also live over there as well. Speaking of Twitch, DJ81, his channel is in the description on the YouTube side. I'll let him plug that in a second. Also, Bill's his Twitch is on there as well. Nevertheless, let's just get right into it. I'm going to let DJ go first with his intro. What is going on, DJ?
hey, what's up, everybody? It's DJ. Uh, you can find me on Twitch at Evo325. I wasn't even thinking in my head I was gonna mention Twitch first, but and you can find me on Twitter, DJ81. My page, website, dj81.org. Uh, it's been an interesting couple of days, and today just seemed that like more drama popped up. And I'm not just talking about in the basketball with 2K. There's some other stuff popped off I was listening to just before we went live. So not going to talk about that, but let's talk. Let's get into these topics for tonight.
All right, sounds good. Bills, how you been doing? What's been going on with you, bro?
Well, I'm just the black sheep of the community. Just living up to my reputation as usual, and yeah, just been working on a new song. I'm getting that mix, so that should be out. Uh, I should say that should be back to me in a couple of days. Um, yeah, just been playing Madden today. Got my ass whooped. I enjoyed every second of it. Picked the Vikings. Tried to roll up in San Fran, and I, I stopped him for about 5 minutes. After that, I turned the ball over once with Kirk trying to throw a low pass.
Mm.
Quarterback dropped and picked it off. Um, and then Mostert had like 3 touchdowns rushing. It was pretty ugly. So
Yeah, Mozart played pretty good. I played against him in my preseason game with the Raiders. I ended up beating him in a late pass across the middle with Hunter Renfro, and I ended up kicking the field goal to win. But yeah, they're pretty legit. And I mean, overall, the game itself is pretty good. But definitely we're gonna get into that. As for myself, I've had a phenomenal weekend. I knew it was gonna be a good weekend when I knew that Madden was coming out. Then the NCAA mod that I got on my PS3, which I will talk about that once that's finished, but it's not. Those guys over there done a phenomenal job with updating stadiums, the field, and jerseys. I mean, they've done a really good job with that mod. They only did the SEC for right now, but they already. If you go to their Discord, you will see everything else that they've done with all other teams. But we'll get in. That'll be down the road. Other than that, also I've been streaming Madden, playing 2K demo, also playing a couple other games. It's just been a really good. It's been a really good time. So um, a lot of content has been going on the channel, and I hope everybody's been enjoying it. If you don't know anything about it, I don't know how you don't come and check it out. Always go back and look at some of the archives and some of the stuff I'll be streaming later. But other than that, I've been having fun with gaming for a while now. It's been a while since I've actually had fun with games like this. Now, I always had my moments, but this is one moment where I can honestly say I'm in a good spot with football, basketball, hell, even baseball, because I play a little baseball on my PS3. Racing, I'm in a good space in gaming overall. So this is a really good time. I hope it stays this way because I haven't felt this way in years. So that's really really good. But Other than that, we can get into these first impressions of Madden. We're going to talk about this NBA 2K demo. You know, a lot of people talking about the shot stick. We're definitely going to get into that. Chris Thomas is going to be with us today. He asked to be on the show if we were going to talk about our full impressions of the game. And he's going to be, I'm going to add, I think, yeah, there he is. He's right there. Go ahead and add him in. There he is. Chris, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah,
Yep,
yeah, yeah.
we
You
can hear
good?
you.
Yeah.
Hey, put your camera on. You getting kicked out.
Oh,
Uh,
it's like nah. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
There we go.
What's
There
going
we go.
on?
All right, so we all
All right,
good.
so shout out to everybody who's here already. Noble was good.
Another face
State,
reveal.
I know, right?
All
State
right.
of the franchise. You know, thank you for coming through. Real Football Gamer always come in while he's at work. He always catches us after he's off. I think LT Magic said the same thing. He needs to be on the show one day, but you know how that goes. Quayface has always been here. Appreciate everybody who's here so far. I know we have some other people come in late, and that's all good. There's
Right.
LT right there with his comments. So what's going on, fellas? Just jumping on real quick to get us on support. We'll be listening on Google Podcast tomorrow. And that's another thing.
DF botting again.
Yeah, see, there we go. And that's the thing. You can also catch us on Google or iTunes. If you can't catch us live, you can download us there. So there we go. Yes, my internet is botting. I don't know if it's the iPad I'm using or is the internet service provider. Who knows?
You good
But
now?
that's what I be saying about people who play online and say the game is trash. Stuff like that happens while you're playing.
Mhm.
Oh, all of a sudden the devs are the problem. But nevertheless, what's going on, Scott Smith? Appreciate you. Izzy Ti is in the building as well. All right, so let's get into this Madden. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'll go first, and then I'll jump over to Chris because he's the guest. Um, I've been having a blast with the game. I'm not gonna say there's no problems with the game. I think the coverage could be a little bit better. I've only played with the Las Vegas Raiders, and my problem is my secondary. My secondary is not that good. I think the highest rated person on my secondary is like an 81. So I am getting beat pretty much on one side of the field. Thank you, Prince Akamura. He is terrible. The other side is fine, but he's getting lit up. So other than that, I think the zones could tighten up because some people just stand around sometimes. But overall, I'm having a blast with the game. Maybe people will say, "Hey, VF, you don't know what you're talking about. The game is trash." Look, I got over what 4, 5, 6. I got almost 8 to 9 hours, maybe 10 hours worth of content that you can go back and look and see whatever problem you have. Because I played unedited, unscripted, and it's been live on my YouTube and Twitch. You can go and break down whatever one or two plays you may find that's a problem. The game does not have an over lingering problem. You can have a pretty decent game of football. And I think at the end of the day, I think most people will compromise and want to have that. I enjoy it. I can't speak for anybody else who don't. That's their problem. I did a first impressions earlier this weekend, and my final impressions or the full impressions, I can basically say, um, outside of the modes, if you don't care about the modes, if you want to play now, I can say this game is worth a purchase. If you're just going to play against your buddies or whatever. If you're looking for franchise mode, don't buy the game because the mode is basically the same thing. But as far as football and what's on the field, outside of us not having refs on the field, I'm having a great experience. And I'll say if you pay $60 for it to play now, play online with other people, I think you get your money's worth from a sim perspective. Now I know people may go crazy, but like I said, I'm backing up my words with all the content I got on the channel so far. I got over 8 to 10 hours worth of on content. I haven't seen nothing crazy in the game yet, based on what I've played. So I'm just gonna leave that there. Chris, what are your thoughts as well?
well, I mean, I feel the same. I feel like this game is very solid. Defensive movement, they haven't messed with it. Clint hasn't messed with it, so that's a good thing. Let's see if he's going to stick to his guns on that one
Right.
because it's going to be Jimmy Jimmy Casual and these mud competitors are going to keep on complaining about, oh, I can't guard this or I can't guard this route or whatnot. And I want to see if he's going to stick to his guns and say, well, you're going to have to learn how to commit to one route. So, with that being said, defense is spotty at best. I am playing with the Jet. a lot because that's my online team that I'm working with, and they are trash. When I'm talking about trash, I mean trash. I mean, O line needs help. My secondary is a problem. My running backs are old, and my wide receivers are young. And it's what Sam Darnold's third year as a quarterback. So,
Right.
defensive line, I say it could get beefed up a little bit because still you have that 4 or 5 second in the pocket. That's like I'm like tweaking that with like custom sliders or offensive line to see if like AI defenders will like actually shed blocks a little bit quicker, like 2 to 3 seconds quicker. So I mean that's still a work in progress. But this is all like for our online league. But I'm gonna try to
Right.
do custom sliders for offline also. So,
Okay.
but other than that,
So
what were you about to say?
no, I was about to say. So overall, how do you feel about if somebody was to actually want to play the game extensively? I'm not going to put you on the spot and tell you somebody should buy the game or not, but I want to know what you think if somebody actually wants to play it. What do you think? Is
I,
that a good look for them if they do that or what?
I agree. I mean, if you're for play now, yeah, you can just buy it. I would say honestly, I would say just wait till the 8th or wait till it gets on discount because if you're a franchise head, it's gonna piss you off even more because the gameplay is actually solid. It's just you just need that substance. Like I'm not talking about it doesn't have to be like Madden '08 franchise. Hell, give me like Madden 10 or Madden 12 type of franchise. I'll be satisfied with that because the gameplay is actually solid. I mean, and then it also pissed me
Right.
off even more that the yard is low key fun. I've tried it, I played it. It is low key fun. I mean, especially if you have like 3 other players, it is kind of fun just to see you doing some like crazy stuff because I've seen some crazy stuff. Um, Base of the franchise garbage. Mud is mud, and
I
but
haven't, I
that's it.
haven't touched it.
Oh, and right now we're having this issue now of syncing online. So yeah, that's a thing right about now.
If y'all looking at my facial expression, I'm playing this game right now, and this running back just broke like 3 tackles on me. So I'm actually
But
playing. As a matter of fact, I'm actually playing Madden 08 right now. So yeah, this running back from Texas. I'm not Madden. I'm playing NCAA 08, and this running back from
I'm
Texas
about to
A&M.
say,
Yeah, yeah. This Texas A&M running back just like broke 3 tackles on me. So if you
so,
see me looking crazy, that's what it is.
but other than that, I mean, it's a fun game. I say it's like the top. It's in the top three of best Maddens and for this current generation. So,
Oh yeah, easily. I can agree.
so I mean,
Um.
but that's like my full impression. Like,
Okay.
honestly, if you're here for franchise, don't buy it. If you're just simply here to play online or play head to head, then by all means play it. But work a recommendation. It's not a $70 worth game. It's more like a 30, 20 ish.
Yeah,
hmm,
I can agree with that. I will ask DJ. DJ already said he ain't got nothing to say, and he hasn't played it.
right, because I'm just staying. Well, I'm staying on my corner, staying on my golf course, staying on my in my plane in the pilot seat, and by next week I'll be on the basketball court. So
Right, right. Bills, you've been playing it. What is your full impressions?
I love the game. Game is great. Made my rosters, made my sliders. Not really anything I have to go and investigate sliders wise, just basic stuff. Pretty much the same as the beta. I essentially have the same sliders as the beta. Going into the game, I adjusted the same things that I knew I would have to adjust as far as the roster. So, game's really good. I mean, ratings matter. The team you pick matters. I noticed that right off the bat, San Fran had Sherman not really following guys around the field, so that was good to see that they really stick to their game plan. Also, when the 49ers were killing me on the run in that Vikings game, they didn't stop running the ball. There was one drive where they literally ran the ball every single play. You've never seen that in Madden before, since the Madden
Right.
2. Yeah,
It's like they're running the true to life game plan at times.
yeah. I mean, since the PS2 days, you haven't seen that. I
Right.
think this is easily top three ever as far as Madden gameplay. I don't think it's even close. If you got Madden 04, you could pick a couple other ones from the PS2 days. This blows every other Madden since then out of the water. You could throw Madden 08 in there, and then after that, it's not even close. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else. I played Superstar KO today, fucking by mistake. I went on there like, oh shit! I was like, oh shit! You can play against the computer, and nah, you can't play against the computer. So I played against somebody, and I thought he was gonna come out and be cheesing heavy. He actually really wasn't. It was actually a good game. Defensively, I threw a pick, he threw a pick. We both forced it because we tricked each other with the coverage. Um, and it's funny because basically with Superstar KO, essentially the first person to score wins, but neither one of us.
Okay.
So then you go to this thing that they call tug of war. Basically, you do a play, he does a play, you do a play, he does a play. And then after that, you get 3 plays each. And then whoever has the most yardage gained after that total wins. So he completed a 50-yard pass on the last play. That's why he won. Um, Face of the franchise, don't bother. They put the fucking high school games on rookie. It's a complete and utter sham. You just dominate the entire time. It's a fucking bore. I mean, it honestly is. The game is literally on rookie. Um, the yard I tried, it's not bad. I have to play it a little bit more.
A lot of people say the yard actually isn't bad. I've heard a lot of people say that they're actually having fun with the yard.
You have to play it a little bit more. Superstar KO, it's funny. People kind of knock it, but the gameplay is really not that much different from.
But oh, and also on the yard, it's funny that on the yard you get pacifier mouthpieces, but in the actual like
We talked about that last week.
customization,
Yeah.
you don't.
Right. Exactly. A lot of people are saying that, like, you get mouthpieces in that, but you can't get them in the actual game. Like, they don't
Talked about
ram
that
in the
last
actual
week.
games.
That's
You know the interesting thing about that as well, along with the mouthpieces. I know they have like hoodies and stuff that they wear in the yard. That how like players have turtlenecks that they wear.
Uh-huh.
The fact
Yep.
that they got the hoodies in the yard, but they can't get at least the turtlenecks for the regular game. I'm like, you can't say you don't have the assets when the assets are right there in the yard.
I mean,
Right.
yeah. I mean, you took the time and put in like 2 new visors, but like you could simply put in some mouthpieces.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna get. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead and finish. I'm
I
sorry.
was gonna say overall the game is really good. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I've seen minimal issues. Then again, I'm playing with my roster, so I've already adjusted a lot of things.
Hmm.
Speaking of rosters, I'm gonna get into something with 2K21, but that's later. Madden 21 is a really good game. I'm not gonna tell you whether to buy it or not. If you plan on downloading a roster and downloading a slider set, then you'll probably enjoy it gameplay wise more than you've enjoyed any Madden in years. Franchise, I mean, you're just gonna have to follow the info and see if that's something that you want to play or not. I can't tell you what's
Right.
$100.
I'm going on record right now, and people can roast me later. I can honestly say, if you're going to play this game for play now, if you're going to play the game, if you're going to play online, if you buy this game for at least between 30, and in some cases depends on how hardcore of a fan you are of football. If you're willing to pay 60 on it, me personally, I wouldn't knock you for it, because I think you can get a pretty good football experience if you're playing just play now. But I mean, to me, the gameplay is that good. But
I mean,
as far as the entire package, if you're looking to play franchise and you turn around and pay $60 for this, you deserve everything you get.
The proof
I
out.
mean,
Okay.
I mean, I was about to say, I mean, and the proof is in the pudding, like because I just started an online CFM league. I'm a commissioner now, and I was setting up the rules. And I have to say, this is the first time, like the first Madden, I don't have to like make some extensive rules just to try to balance out gameplay.
Right.
Like, for example, how most league rules you have a limit of you can run one play per drive or one play per game. With me, I just say you can run the same play name once per drive. So you can run I formation stretch or twins close stretch or like any other stretch formation because I feel like the game is a little bit more balanced that no play is overpowered right now. As
Right, right.
I mean, the game's exposing a lot of people, which I love. Um,
oh yeah.
you got people like Smitty, and I'm gonna dog him out enough later, but
Oh boy.
Oh,
you got people like Smitty who say you can't throw passes in certain places, and you can, and I make videos about it and post it. So the proof is out there. If you're good enough at the game, you can.
NY Kid wants in.
I was gonna surprise that.
oh,
Thank you for spoiling that, DJ. I was gonna like
Well,
surprise everybody with
it's
that.
not like you couldn't go wink, wink.
I don't even see it. Where's
I
that?
know, I know. It's
Private
all good.
chat.
It's no
Really?
big, it's no
Oh,
big
yeah,
deal.
private
It's no,
chat.
Yeah.
I'm just messing, man. I was gonna surprise people with that once he got in, but it's all
He
good.
said not.
He gonna look at me like LeBron looked at JR last night.
No, it's all good. I'm gonna get Kia in a second. I'm gonna get a couple of people opinions real quick on the
Actually, it'll be
on the
this
screen. I mean on the chat real quick, and I'm gonna get NY Kia's thought as well. First of all, NY Kia, how are you doing today?
What is up? What is up? A little bit late.
It's all good.
I wanted to jump in the beginning, but hey, what can you do?
Why are you
It's
playing in
better
that
late than
dimly
never,
lit
man.
room? I know you pay your electricity bill.
Yeah, I got a light blown out. That's what happened. I've been up all night and all day playing, and boom. That's what happens sometimes.
Right. All right. Let's get into the chat real quick, and I'm gonna get NY Kia's thoughts. Real Football Gamer says this is the best Madden and other sports games community right here. We speak truth. We talk about it all, the good, bad, and the ugly. Absolutely. Appreciate you. Derek Jordan, we're gonna talk about what he just said. He said nothing on me for Madden impressions, but this is PGA 2K21. Yeah, I know you love the golf game and you like to fly in the air. Quayface says PGA is fire. I agree. Status Franchise Sports says at very least Zones could do is look around for work. Guys coming into the area. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Just heard that from people. You're not wrong.
It depends, though. It depends because I remember me and DJ found something years ago. Now, obviously, this doesn't work online, but when you put the reaction time lower, they do. So
Okay.
you have to kind of unlock the sliders, unfortunately.
That might be something. That might be something I'll have to look into.
I tested out sliders today for my online sim film, and I boosted up the pass coverage to like 100. And for some odd reason now, I got like Isaiah Simmons like jumping pick. But
wow.
I mean, it seems a little bit more realistic because them drop passes, like sometimes you see when it comes to players, they let go over their head. They just let go over their head, but now they'll jump that route or they'll like jump up. All depends about height, also in the jumping ability. So
Right.
I might keep it at 100, or I might do some more testing with other players.
The only thing I can say to Franchise Sports, it doesn't work with the computer. It's like mostly a user thing. The CPU plays pretty well on default, but I pushed their coverage up to 100. I kept the reaction time on 50. But the computer, you can drop the player, you can drop it down to like 3 reaction time, put it up to 100 pass coverage, and you'll get like great results.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I have it on default, and most of the corners that actually have a pretty good rating do a decent job. Is that one side of the field that I have a problem with, and that's the issue I have with. Jay just dropped out. Well, hopefully he'll come back.
They booted him because he's the only person on the cell phone.
Let's see. LT Magic says, I wish they would fix player movement at this point. That's my biggest gripe with the game over the last few years. Doesn't feel right to me. I think player movement is a wash for this generation. Hopefully we'll see that next generation. Let's see. OG, oh my God, see you that Xbox
the
GT.
hell?
I know, right? Thank you for coming through. He said the game is good. Yeah, he said the game is good. Anyone who can't adjust in a game is just sad. Show that IQ. If you know football, then you're good. I absolutely agree with that. And that goes with any game. Let's see. Scott Smith said, I had some weird ball physics, like a batted ball down, landed on a helmet, and the player kept running with the ball bouncing off his head. I had that happen to me one time. I don't know if it happened in my last stream or it was after I went live. I mean, after I went offline after the live stream. That happened to me. Yeah, that's one weird glitch that they don't even recognize the ball is on their head. They can just turn around and get the pick or whatever. State of Franchise said that's been a glitch for years. State of Franchise also said, I don't know if anyone checked this out due to its newness, but I wonder if the CPU adjusts their gameplay after acquiring free agents and rookies. I have no idea. I haven't looked that far on franchise yet. I know they do that in old Maddens. That's like a big thing in the PS2 Maddens. Scott Smith says college is rookie as well. T.I. said, Izzy T.I. said the art is a lot of fun. Hold on, okay. Super Lion said, what's good, y'all? What about practice uniforms? Still not there. I would like to see practice uniforms. They were in the old Maddens, like PS2 Maddens. Madden 08 has them.
It has them away and home.
Right, and NBA Live had them in the old NBA Lives as well.
Wait a minute, what about Face of the Franchise when they do the cutscenes? Were there any practice sessions? Did they have the uniforms there?
Had them in there the last.
I would know.
That's what I'm saying. They can't complain. They don't have the assets when they put them in other modes.
Yeah. Let's see. DJ 313 Detroit said, "Why settle? Please say something." I'm gonna tell you right now. We settle because we want to have fun. I'm not about to sit here and be butthurt all year once again. So if that's you, we do appreciate you coming through watching the content. But I want to play a football game, and if I can get it for less than $20, why not? Let's see. Scott OG, appreciate you coming through. I'm just here to watch Bill shred everything. Good look on the demo. The demo is actually pretty good. Good look on it.
Thank you for your side of 2K21, OG.
Let's see.
OG in the building.
Yes, he is. Optimus Goose said, y'all, IGN gave Madden 26. I'm 26. He gave Madden 21 a 6. WTF. IGN, they're the same people that said that True Step was a problem. So
yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. IGN just gave Madden a 6. There's something that Izzy said that now definitely goes against what he said. He passed on a game that was rated a 7 for a game that's rated a 6. Wow. Okay.
What game he passed on?
He passed on the golf? Was he passed on the golf game?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, like I said, me
I don't know which game it was. He said he passed. It was like, well, they gave it a 7, so I'm gonna give it a pass. But yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, I think it's very hypocritical. I don't take IGN word to nothing. They got mad because True Step was in Madden 25.
They have no sports people in that building, bro.
Yeah,
I know.
The dude
but Izzy got some explaining to do. Izzy got some explaining to do.
In a way, I can see that though, because let's look at it like this. They're reviewing the game as a whole product. So if you give the gameplay on the field an 8, and you give the modes focusing on franchise a 4, what does that give you?
That is fair.
That gives you your 6.
That's
as
fair.
As far as the game is concerned, with my time with it, I'm surprised and also a little bit concerned about a shoe dropping when the casuals get a hold of this thing, because let me tell you, playing defense in this game is hard.
Yes.
For a couple of reasons. One, that change of direction rating is no joke. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a user-controlled player that's agile and that you can move with, you're not going to be buzzing around, making crazy ass plays. You have to play your assignment, read the play, break on the ball, and if you can get it, you can get it. If you can't, you can't.
And you finally have to give something up in coverage.
Right. You have to actually play sound user defense from deep to short, as opposed for years in Madden, it was always the opposite way. You start shallow and you undercut balls that are over your head. So that part of the game has changed drastically. I do feel like, because I've tried breaking the coverages apart, and I'm having a hard time doing it, for the sense that I'm not seeing guys running, 5, 10, 15 yards free downfield. What I am seeing, however, is that their urgency to break on the ball isn't quite what I would like it to be. So that's something that bears watching. I worry about man coverage getting loosened. There are a lot of complaints that it's too tight.
Yeah,
and
I don't have a problem with man. It's the zones that I have a problem
right.
with.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, so
that
there
works
are
just fine.
there are cases where I'm seeing linebackers covering slot receivers and man coverage here and there.
Uh-huh.
How big of a sample size that is, I don't know. I posted a video of me in practice mode, doing man coverage breakdowns as far as trying to attack man coverage, and there were instances where that was happening. My concern with that though is whenever EA loosens something, it ends up unraveling, the game in more areas than one.
Right.
I
But what's
like it.
crazy? What's crazy is like I said, I pushed my coverage up to 100 for my side in the computer, and I still couldn't check anybody man to man on 49ers. I literally ran man for most of the game just to see, and no, they were getting destroyed. I mean, yeah, it was. If you have the personnel, it seems like your guys will get over.
You got to play a lot smarter. I mean, I played
Yeah.
about a dozen online games, and I only played one guy. I used the Cardinals for all my games, and everyone was leaving DeAndre Hopkins one-on-one, and I was, of course, killing him. I only played one guy who was smart enough. He had the Eagles. He was smart enough to flip Darius Slay on him, and all of a sudden he couldn't win on those routes
See,
anymore, not as
and that's
consistently.
what I'm saying. Like on
Oh,
my side, we were able to actually contain Hopkins in my preseason game, but Fitz was the one that was lighting me up on the other side because Prince Akamuro, he can't cover nobody for some reason. Like what the hell? But the other side was fine.
One thing I will.
So,
One thing, let me break in for a second. That IGN review is not even final, so that 6 I would disregard it until that review is final. I just went and checked. So
okay.
I will say in the game I played against the 49ers, it was really ruining my game plan having Jefferson basically on the right side every time because Sherman stayed on the right side. And I mean,
So
Sherman,
Kia, overall, your full impressions, like I ask everybody else, like if anybody decide to play this game extensively, I'm not going to necessarily say buy because I'm going to put myself out there and say be the only one to say buy if you're willing to play now or online. So I'm not going to put you on the spot either. So if somebody want to play this game extensively, is that a good look? Yay or nay?
Regardless of game mode.
Regardless of game mode.
It depends on how important offline franchise mode is to you.
Right. I agree.
If that's a big deal, I'd recommend waiting until next gen. Let's be honest, we're not getting those franchise updates until well into deep into the fall, if not early winter. So
yeah.
So in that respect, if I was a heavy offline franchise mode gamer, I'd wait until the next gen version. Someone like myself who plays in online leagues,
Same here.
on the field, if they made not a single change to the game at all, I'm more content right now than at any point in Madden 20. As of the game being out 3 days. So on the field, I'm really pretty damn happy. I really am. There's some things that need to be cleaned up, but outside of things like the break on ball and zone coverage, I think the pass rush is a little bit light. They did a better job of balancing the more powerful pass rush abilities and abilities like Enforcer. I think they may have overcorrected a little bit. If they can just tweak those things, leave the user player movement alone. I don't know if you guys mentioned this before I came in. The wide receivers are running their routes with crispness and they're hanging on to the goddamn ball. Leave that alone. Leave those three things alone. Leave those 3 things alone, and we're cooking. Just that.
Somebody I don't want to name, but Smitty said that they're not catching in this game, and I don't believe that. Catching is really good.
No, they are catching.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm telling you, y'all gotta be careful listening to Smitty with these games. He said the fullbacks are good in Madden 15.
Oh boy.
He just says things.
Here we go.
But because I was watching NYKia's video with him running the run and shoot with the Cardinals, and I couldn't see his face. I just heard him like so happy that finally like the backside post can actually run that route and like actually beat. Now you don't have to wait like forever in a day just to see that route to develop.
Okay, yeah.
And I've noticed
they're running, and that's one of the reasons why the coverage is not on par like we wanted to be because these wide receivers are running the routes very well.
Yeah, they're moving. And we're so used to a game where the defenders can move laterally and backwards faster than the receivers that it's a drastic change. So much more of the field is open now because of that. I was concerned in the beta that I thought it was a little bit too drastic as far as the difference between the speed of the offense and speed of the defense. I'm not as concerned about that now. They seem to have they seem to have brushed that up a little bit. I think that part is in a good spot right now. I wouldn't touch that at all.
I'd say the best feeling in the game is when you see a guy get a step on somebody and you can, with certain quarterbacks, just throw him open. Because I've done that a bunch of times.
The passing is
that whole you can only throw it to a spot is just complete and utter bullshit. It's complete and utter bullshit. You clearly haven't played the game enough, or you just suck at the game. If you're gonna say that you literally throw to the receiver, you lead the receiver in certain situations. I've done it with Brady. I've done it with fucking. I mean, I've made a couple of great deep throws with Sam Darnold in that game to Jamison Crowder down the field. He had a step on a guy. Now, whether they catch it or not is completely different. That depends on the coverage and that depends on the accuracy. But to say you can't throw a guy open is just utter bullshit, bro.
One thing I would like for them to fix a little bit, or something that we need to do to tweak. Leading the ball sometimes across the middle isn't ideal as I would like it, because a lot of these receivers are running and catching at the same. I mean, they're running in stride when they catch the ball, but sometimes they still have to look behind them or catch the ball slightly behind them instead of them going out to catch the ball. I've seen that a lot. I wish that would, other than that, I mean, that's like a minor thing, and it's not even affecting the completion of the pass. But I would like to see if, it was, a little more of a lead pass. Like most of those throwing open that you're talking about, Bills, those are more like down the field or like if you're doing an out route. But if you're trying to do like a 3 and slant or a 5 and in, some of those passes still end up with the receiver trying to catch the ball on the inside of their chest instead of the outside going down the field. So that's
I've seen that.
May be like
I agree too.
That may be my only gripe about the pass. But other than that, throwing the ball into certain places towards the sideline, 20, 30 yards down the field, and for the receiver to have enough awareness to catch the ball, some of those catches are phenomenal, because sometimes we get to the point where the wide receiver is playing defensive back all of a sudden, or they're not even going for the ball, and this is not even pressing an aggressive catch. They're just doing it because, that's the type of receiver they are. It's good to see that sometimes. Also, I also like to see big receivers try to go up for the ball as well, even when there's 2 or 3 people on them. Like some of them just give up, like previous Maddens. That's one thing that I've been working on like for years in NCAA, for receivers to go up for the ball, because that's something that rarely happens unless if you have like an elite receiver.
Yeah,
go ahead.
But Super Lion, I think Smitty means the ball is tethered to a route. You don't have enough variance in the passing. It's not true. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not.
Smitty means the ball is tethered to a route.
It's not. It's not. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not.
No. I will say this. I'm not going to say it's tethered to a route, but you have more expansion of where you can put the ball at on a route.
We've asked to be able to underthrow and overthrow people, and we can now.
Yeah, because like with the ball not tethered to a route, you're going back to look at target passing in Madden 18. It's not that loose, but it is now to where you have more leeway where you want to put the ball at. And at the end of the day, at the end of the day, that's all we really wanted, because that's what we had back then. When you played Madden 04, if you played APF, if you played any other Madden back then, there were more areas where you could throw the ball further towards the sideline or closer in, or things like that. So, like NYT just said, it's absolutely much more loose.
But proof that it's not. Go back to Madden 17 and Madden 18. Try to throw a fade route, and then throw a fade route on this game. You will throw the ball out of bounds sometimes if you really want to. In that game, they literally just kept the ball in bounds.
And actually,
or they'd make you underthrow it. You can actually lead it to the outside shoulder now. You still have the 2-man interactions that interrupt it, which is annoying. It would be much more noticeable if we didn't have that, because you still can't really throw a true timing, back shoulder because of that, and that it makes it impossible. But you can at least lead it to the outside and high if you use the bumper and the analog stick, and you can gain some space to make that catch.
Just real quick, the one animation I do like that triggers in the situation you're talking about is there are some times where the receiver and the DB are running side by side, and there'll be a situation where the receiver will react too late to the ball coming, and it'll bounce off his hands. I do like that, but there aren't enough situations where the receiver comes down with the ball because in a position like, for example, where Aaron Rodgers will put it or Peyton Manning will put it, that is independent of the two-man interaction. So I definitely agree with that.
And they finally took that goddamn undercut animation out of the game, where you have a step and he jumps up to go for the ball in stride, and the DB's able to catch up and knock his legs out, and it's an incompletion. I haven't seen that happen one time.
Yeah, I hated that. Chris, you was about to say something?
Yeah, I was about to say, how do you guys like the throw out of the stack mechanic?
I love it.
I hate it. I'm the exact opposite. I can't stand it.
I gotta play in my preseason. They're probably my first touchdown I ever thrown. David Carr rolling out, and I threw it. And
I saw that one.
Right,
he got smashed.
Yeah, he got smashed, but the fullback actually adjusted to catch the touchdown. I love that. I love everything.
That seemed like that made sense. The way he got hit.
Right.
So before you go, Kim, I'm gonna ask you: is the reason you don't like it because of the animations that trigger in certain situations?
I don't think the QBs fumble enough. I want to see more of those situations be sacked fumbles and ball strips.
I'm gonna agree with that.
That's my one big problem with it. My other one is I think at times the ball goes too far down the field. When you're getting smacked by a defensive end or an edge or a guy like Von Miller full steam on your blind side, you're not going to be able to get that ball 30 yards downfield. It's good that it wobbles and whatnot, but I think that the ball has too much steam on it too often when that happens when you're throwing the ball downfield, and I don't think it results in INTs enough. A lot of them get dropped. So those are my three major problems with it.
DJ?
And I have a question about that as well. Are those animations triggering where they're supposed to act like they're getting the ball off quick, like when they're under pressure?
So this is what I was gonna say. I'm in between. So between VF and NYK, I'm split. Like, I don't like certain animations because there was one that triggered where the guy's arm wasn't the way the ball came out wasn't the way his arm went. So
I've noticed that.
It could have been a duck, but it turned out to be a perfect pass, and I'm like, every time it happens to me, I get a duck. I've thrown several ducks where it's like, fuck, I should have either held on to that or something. But, I forced the computer into a couple of ducks, but that one they need to get it where every time the ball goes where it's supposed to go according to how hard he was hit, arm angle, all that stuff that they said.
See, it's funny. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, it seems like in past Maddens, I would come across that issue just regularly throwing the ball. It just seems like the animation doesn't match where the ball leaves out, and then a lot of times, sometimes it's not even where the quarterback is even looking.
Yeah.
So that's why, I campaign for QB vision and stuff like that. So
it's also a hit and miss with me because I like the mechanic. It's just sometimes it doesn't play out how it's supposed to play out because if I throw it to B and B's on the if I throw it to B and B's on the right side, sometimes you'll see his arm trajectory, his arm motion still goes forward, but yet the ball goes all the way to the right.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Right. It looks like a contortionist. He feels like this, the ball goes there. Or he's like this, the ball goes there.
Right. I will say this. Based on what happened to me, I think, like I said, it was my first pass that I threw in the game, first touchdown on the preseason. That play made sense. That one looked good. And for me, this is the first time it's in the game. I think it can be built upon. I don't have a problem with it. I think everybody that says something has they have a understandable gripe, and I get it. Because some of these passes should be fumbles. Some of them should fall backwards. Some of them should hit the offensive lineman or something like that. It should do those. I get it. If you throw the ball if you're throwing it to B and B is all the way on the sideline and you hit him, that ball should not be going over there towards the sideline, especially if he gets hit pretty good. Like what happened to me made sense because the ball was going to the ground and the fullback legitimately had to make an adjustment to catch that. So I'm good with that.
Another improvement I'll say is the movement in the pocket for quarterbacks is vastly improved.
Oh yeah, that's
really yeah, I agree with that.
It feels like the quarterback has weight. You can't throw these crazy across your body throws from weird positions. You have to really set your feet and anticipate when you can take off in order to take off. There's a lot of positives to the quarterback movement this year.
I'm gonna look at a couple of these comments real quick, and then I guess we'll touch in a little bit more Madden before we go to the next topic. Let's see. Okay, I'll get to that one later. Okay, saw that. Freddie G says, ain't no way that Madden is an 8 out of 10. Gameplay is 8 out of 10. Me and Bills agree.
Yeah.
It is.
Chris also agree. So Freddie G also, he replied, said, that's cool. BF and Bills, I don't care anymore. I just fuck with the podcast that y'all send Smitty put out. Got no faith in Madden. Yeah, I mean, that's understandable if most people don't have faith in Madden. You got to understand, we've been dealing with this for a long time, and everybody's not going to be like how we are and constantly, like, at least give it a try. Some people would be like, I'm done, and they go about their business. I get it. So it's no big deal. I totally
that's fine. We're all grown men here. Guys can do what they want, play what they want, like what they want, dislike what they want.
Right.
Imagine that, right?
I want to talk about this real quick. This is a pretty good one. Has anybody else noticed this? Passes still get sucked into animations. Has anybody saw this like during gameplay, or has they saw it once you replay it?
I've seen it on other people's gameplay. I haven't seen it on mine. It might be slider adjustments. I don't know.
I've been playing default. I haven't seen it. Like if you go into like the replay, you will see like slight 2-man animations that get fused together, but it's not like it's noticeable when you like the game, like you know how some people say the game is at speed. I don't see it then, but it is there. They've done a good job of hiding it. I will say that.
Okay.
What happened to me? I had to put the run blocking down because I got sucked into a block one time. It pissed me off.
What you about to say, Chris?
I was about to say, do you think gameplay would have like be a lot smoother if you would had to like pick your own game speed instead of they have it like a default game speed?
They should have never took it out.
They should have never took it out. I don't know if you remember, Chris, but they used to have it in the game. They used to have
I know.
Yeah, I wish they would have put that back in because that's one of my first gripes when I first played the game because everybody was looking at me like I'm crazy. I said, I think this game moves too fast, but everybody's like, no. And then I went to go look at the game speed and it's default and you can't change it anymore. Shout out to South Philly Sadat.
Real quick, I hate to be this guy, but I have to go back to the question Hollywood Sports asked, which was, why do they have speed parity in the game? And I said because the movement system or the way they have the players mocap to move and the ratings they're not married together. This year, I have the speed parity at 0. It's playing amazing. This might be the first year speed parity you can put down to 0. It's just fine.
Ooh, excuse me. Right, South Philly Sadat said he's checking in. Appreciate you coming through. He said from the other side of Sim America. That's funny. Let's see. Izzy also says yes. QB pocket movement even from the CPU is much improved. I think I was watching Sim F Ball critic.
He posted a great play.
Yeah, me and
with Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers. I mean, he was moving. It looked really good too. And we definitely need more of that. Glad that's in the game. Let's see. Anybody else? No, that's pretty much it. So, anybody else got any final thoughts on Madden or anything else?
Well, just to touch on that, playing against some goddamn scrambling quarterbacks are a bitch this year, man.
Yeah, Kyler Murray. I had to follow with him.
Some of them are just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the QBs are still too fast for the contains. That's another problem.
Yeah, I had to literally put double spies on Kyler Murray in the preseason.
My whole thing was, have you gone against anybody who had the Avalanche trait yet? Well,
I played the Seahawks in one online game. They have both Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams who both have it, and it didn't activate one time. I think they did a much better job of balancing the abilities out. A couple of times when Jamal Adams with Enforcer tried to hit stick me, because I was on an angle, he got called for a face mask penalty. Never happened before, one time last year. So I'm not concerned about the abilities being overpowered as much as I was in Madden 20.
And
Yeah,
I like that because,
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I like that because when I saw the Avalanche trade, they say you have to make 5 hit picks. So
That ain't going to be easy to do because tackling is with your users is not easy in the open field at all.
Let me put something out here. And I know this might be far-fetched. I might be talking crazy. I'm playing NCAA 08, right? So I got this redshirt senior. I just got finished playing a bowl game. He gets 3 picks in the bowl game, and that's all the picks he had all year. I'm starting, and now he wants to go into the pro. Now I'm pretty sure he's going to go on the pro draft. Do y'all think that he tried to do this in the bowl game just so he can up his draft once I put him on Madden 08? I just find that funny. Like he did nothing all year. He did nothing all year, but now all of a sudden in the bowl game he has 3 picks in the game. And I was wondering because I never called his name when I was playing, and I was like, "Yo, he's playing pretty good. I wonder is he coming back next year?" No, he's a senior. He's leaving. I just wondered if the game like that. I just find that really funny, but nevertheless,
and like the coach,
it could be. But nevertheless, I think I don't forgot what we was talking about because it threw me off. Y'all keep going. I'm sorry. I just found that funny.
Go.
Oh, I would like to say, well, this year I do like the abilities in the trade. They seem a lot more balanced than last year.
Oh, that's it.
Jukebox seems a little bit better. Instead of you like slipping and sliding like last year, you actually did like jump cut and whatnot.
The one thing I'll say, and this is a positive, I'm not breaking a lot of tackles this year, and I'm not juking dudes out of their shoes a lot.
Me either.
Really?
Me either.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I kind of get the same sentiment as well.
I mean, I had Dalvin Cook. I broke one run, and that was following blocks and finding a hole. But I haven't really pulled off a juke that was like, "Oh shit, that was sick," which is good because it seems like it's different this year. You have to have the right guy. You have to be going up against the right defender. And quite frankly, some of these teams swarm to the ball to the point where you just can't do it.
Right. Okay. I get what you're saying. Oh, I'm glad I finally caught on what you were saying about the abilities. I don't have a problem with them. I don't feel like they're overpowered, but I do feel like with I was playing against the Seahawks in the preseason, and oh goodness, what's the guy who got traded from the Jets? I lost his name.
Jamal Adams.
You know his name. Fuck you.
Wow.
Jamal Adams, he hit sticks everything. He doesn't wrap up. So I think of people with ability.
I said that last year. I fucking hate that about Enforcer. They shouldn't go for a hit stick every single time.
Yeah, Landon Collins was doing that last year for the.
It's awful.
For the team formerly known as.
It was a circus.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing I have a problem with abilities. They do like the same thing every time. So.
Well, as a tribute to you on my online system, I'm playing with the Jets.
Good luck. It's going to be a project.
Sounds like some self-inflicted pain. I played with them against the Lions. I was hating myself every second I used that team.
Yeah, don't feel bad. I'm playing with the Raiders, and I don't like my quarterback play at all. I end up picking up.
Y'all secondary is fucking garbage too.
Yeah, it is. I just said that earlier. It is. It is, and I just got finished. I picked up Nick Fitzgerald for my practice squad just for a project. Hopefully, I can turn them into something.
Who's Nick Fitzgerald?
He played for the AAF. You don't remember Fitzgerald? I picked him up.
Nick Fitzgerald?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
he used to be a fucking player.
Yeah, he's Nick Fitzgerald. He played in the not the AAF. He played in the XFL last year.
Oh, okay.
So I picked him up as well, just for a project because I don't have no faith in Carr or on Mariota. I got rid of Peterman. I got rid of him as well. But I think at the end of the day, I think the game is solid. I think the gameplay, if you're willing to just play with some friends, you pick the game up. I think you're good money. Don't go in it thinking that you're going to play this great franchise mode or whatever the case may be. It's just not there. But I think at the end of the day, if you can get this game for a few bucks, 20 at the most, this will hold you over to next generation. But if you're looking for anything extravagant outside of what's on the field. Wait till next gen. I think everybody else can agree with that.
Oh yeah. Kia, one more question. Have you played Mutt yet? And if so, have you beat any Timmy Casuals yet?
Is he there?
The regular NFL teams. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're good. We can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I haven't played any MUT yet. I've just been playing with regular NFL teams, and I've been enjoying it. I'm going to stay on that for quite some time. Yeah, as far as the casuals go, they're coming. They're coming on Thursday, and
Oh boy.
and buckle up because, like I said, the people who have been playing so far, but mostly the diehards, So we had a good idea what to expect, and we're a little bit more acclimated to it. They're in for an eye-opening experience. They're going to have to break a lot of bad habits and learn some new stuff because the way they've gotten used to playing defense before and being successful, it ain't going to work.
So Friday morning they're going to be complaining, and hopefully by Monday.
Oh yeah, Twitter's going to be blowing up. Clint, you nerfed the users. I can't make any user players. Why am I being called for
like that
illegal contact?
Yeah, like that one guy about the pass interference, right? It's like, pass interference out the game. Like, what?
That's why I say I hope Clint sticks to his guns and say we are keeping the user movement as it is.
Yeah.
I think he wants to. I just hope that it's something that he doesn't get overruled on, and let's leave it like that.
Yeah, they need to go by the logic I've said years ago. They bought the game. There's nothing they can do now. Suck it up, get better, and play Madden 20.
Speaking of which, let's segue to the next subject.
Yeah, let's get into that. NBA.
Now this one was weird to me. I haven't played NBA. I'm still playing NBA 2K19. I haven't played NBA 2K in a couple of iterations.
So you've been skipping
they added a shot aiming mechanic.
Okay,
how does that work?
We'll explain that. Yeah,
I'm about to explain that. This is what the mechanic is. The shot meter is basically the same. You pull down on the stick and you go up for a shot. The problem is when you're at least halfway up or all the way up to the top of your shot, you can adjust where the ball goes as far as aiming left or right. There's a meter, and there's an orange meter in the middle of the meter, and wherever wherever the icon is, you can either shoot left or right. So it's kind of like an aiming mechanism along with the form of the shot.
Okay, let me
why would you want to do
right
that? Unless you're taking a bank.
Hold on.
Exactly.
No, wait. It's not hard. It isn't. But here's the thing. Okay, VF. First of all, the meter pops up as soon as he starts the jump shot, so you have time until he releases it and there's a meta with this. And Bills and I discussed this earlier. There's a different meta to this that you have to be more in tune with who you're shooting with, who you're controlling, in order for this to work out. Not everyone's gonna like it, but at the same time, not everyone has to use it. Now for this demo, I will agree with Bills, they forced it on people, but you still have the shot timing with the button. But the mechanic is basically like what VF just mentioned. You pretty much, like if you're in there with if you're in the 2KU with damn, I can't remember his name. I swear, my concussed mind sometimes.
With Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah, with Kawhi Leonard. I don't know why I keep forgetting his name. But when you're in there shooting with them, you'll see like there's already, if you find like his hotspots, and this was explained in a video earlier. I forgot who did that video. I think it was Hooks. The guy usually hangs out with Desire and them, and he does podcasts every now and then. But if you find that player's hotspots, then you're not going to have to aim as much, if not at all.
Not only that, if you go directly down on the, if you pull straight directly down on the stick, you will not have to aim at all. It's automatic. And it's more muscle.
Wait. That's wrong. That's
I got
wrong.
Video showing.
I know you have video, but you also were shooting in that person's spots when you shoot. Yeah, look, Kawhi Leonard is a good shooter.
Is OG still in here? What does he have to say about it?
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard's a good shooter, so you're going to be good from wherever you shoot. It's when you have like a Giannis, a Tata. I can't even say his last name. Forget it. It was Giannis. Yeah, I'm about to say. Yeah. Okay, we have Giannis. You try like I tried to shoot a corner three. Now, first of all, that's my mistake, shooting a corner three with Giannis. But when that meter started, his meter the window was over to the right, the line was over to the left. I had to bring the line all the way over, and obviously I didn't make it in enough time. And he shot it, the ball. Oh, God, he missed horribly. But hold on. But when I got Giannis in his spots, I didn't have to aim as much. And then that's another thing. This is a natural reflex I tend to do with coming from shot timing is that I would release the right analog after the shot is released. It's like natural. That's natural. Everybody agrees with that. You don't have to let go of the right analog. You just hold it there. That's how you're able to aim because you got to hold it there, even because it's not shot timing. It's just shot aiming. So you don't have to worry about releasing it at the right moment. You just have to align it with, and it's going to depend on the shooter's ratings. It's going to depend on the contested nature of it. It's going to hot spot, and also if the person's in the middle of a takeover or whatnot. We just have to full game to see it.
I can't.
But personally, I'm not going to use the meter. I'm not either. I like what I'm seeing from it.
Sounds like a major skill gap.
It is.
That's why it's in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's a big skill gap. If you're good on the sticks, you will be good. If you're good at shooting. If you're good at shooting with the right analog, even with the square or the X, if you hold that down, what that does, the whole meter just goes from left to right, and you have to let it go once it gets into the area.
Because that's the thing. You always have access to just shot timing. It's just on a button. But of course, when the full game comes out, you don't have to have it. You can revert. Even in the blog, it mentioned you can go back to the 2K20 controls. And plus, at the same time, you still have those options to change what is what within the settings anyway. So that's why I'm just like, I think everybody needs to calm down about this. Everybody has their opinions, and that's welcome. But it gets a little too much when people are just overdoing it as far as like people saying, you're trash at the game. And then other people it's like, oh, this mechanic doesn't make sense. Yes, Bills, I'm saying something that you said. But that's the thing that goes back and forth. So
I want to get this thing in with Izzy real quick. Izzy says this. Let me pull that back up. He said the shooting bar is random or relative to the spot they shoot from, like related to their percentage from said spot. Now, this is what I'm saying. But if I'm standing in one spot, I can constantly just pull down on the stick, and if I'm pulling it straight down, I'm pretty much getting the shot every single time.
It doesn't even make it random.
Right, he said it's random, but if you're standing in one spot, it's not. There are times like if you're doing a momentum shot, or if you're doing like a leaner or anything of that nature, the meter does move a little bit. But if you're in one spot, like I said, I can stand in one spot and just constantly at least hit the rim.
Here's another thing. Here's another thing, because I know Bills wants to get in on this. So I'm gonna make this short. Shooting free throws with certain players, that thing will pop up anywhere. So I've gone back and forth with shot timing at the free throw line versus shot aiming at the free throw line. Yeah, so it really makes you shot aiming makes you mindful, I believe, more with the player that you're controlling or about to shoot the shot with. Than shot timing, because some people, they're good with shot timing. They're able to like get that time in and learn their player's shot based on that, which is I'll admit is the most realistic, like real life, because naturally you go outside, you take a shot, you release. You don't aim it per se. Like your elbow's always in the same spot, and you always release towards the basket. There's no aiming unless you're going for a bank shot. Because with the shot aiming, I actually attempted a couple of bank shots, and I actually got a couple in. But you had to be at a certain distance.
Right. My thing is, I know I'm not going to use. I don't use a shot meter at all in 2K at all. But I wanted to check it out, and once I got the demo and I started shooting, I was like, yo, and this is not anything against OG, and I hope they don't do it. I said that this is gonna get nerfed immediately. People aren't gonna like it. I already knew it when I first saw it, but I practiced with it for about a good 30 minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes, and I got the hang of it. And after a while, it felt like second nature. But if I, once I play, I probably won't use it. But I am definitely I like it. I like the addition. I think it adds a little bit of realism to it, to actual shooting, because the ball will go left or right either way you want it to go, and it's more control that the user has, and I'm okay with that.
All right, let's get Bills in here.
Yeah,
he's been waiting
Bills,
so patiently.
This
is great, but he's
like
great.
A pent-up ball of fury.
Right.
There's so much. I just love how I was called the person who doesn't like user challenging situations. You bring up examples like the Aaron Rodgers thing, where basically 10 other players on the field can't pick the ball off, and it can only be you, and you somehow, some way allude to that being a user challenge when really it's just not logical. Anyway, let me just run down some things I've advocated for that would actually make it harder for the user. I asked for higher CPU strike defense awareness. I asked for harder kickout mechanic in WWE 2K. I play on the highest difficulty level in every sports game. I've asked for adaptive AI for years. I praised Live 19 for advanced dribble moves everybody couldn't access. I praised Battlefield for different recoils, ranges, bullet drop, etc. I play hardcore on these games with no map, UI, and HUD. So before you go and talk about me being somebody who likes handcuffs and I don't like using challenges, maybe you should learn how to throw in Madden. Anyway, let me get some meter. Let me get some meter. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Jesus, Smitty, do something to you?
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm Twitter. All right.
Bill,
oh my goodness.
Bill, can I ask you one question?
Go ahead.
Did Smitty kick your dog or anything?
Hey, Smitty
Bills is going in.
Smitty kicked his own dog.
Oh.
So here's what I'll say about the 2K. I like the idea of it in theory. When I think about it, it's like if you want to add a challenge, it makes sense. But here's my issue. It doesn't take timing into account. So you can hold it as long as you want to, and you won't get penalized for a late release. I have an issue with that. I think that timing, if you're going to do a mechanic for something that involves aiming, then timing has to go with it. That's just my opinion. I know people are going to disagree. They like the meter. That's fine. I disagree. I think it has to be timing and aiming. If you're going to do one, you have to do the other. That's shooting. I don't like the fact you can't remove the physical meter off the screen. I think if it's like VF says and you just have to pull the stick straight down every time, why do I need the meter? I'll know if it says left.
This picture freeze?
Who? Bills?
Yeah, it looked like for a second it did freeze. It's back now, but it's kind of okay. There we go. I'm about to say OG pulled the plug.
I also ask, why are people who can't get user timing? Why are people who can't get user timing not bashed, but all of a sudden people who can't get the aiming down are bashed? That makes no sense. Everybody seems to love the fact that the people who couldn't aim, who couldn't time their shots, have shot meters, and it's fine for that training wheel. But let somebody say that they can't aim their shot, and it's like they're the worst gamer ever. That's just funny to me. And the last one is I've used this mechanic before like that with the shot stick, but it just never worked that way. I thought it did. I thought you had to pull it straight down or you didn't get a good shot, but it really was strictly based on timing. So that's my thing with the shot meter. It has nothing to do with difficulty. I just don't think it's very realistic, to be honest.
Because one thing I want to add, because I know they originally had this shot aiming with the shot stick with the timing in 2K17. I think they mentioned that in the blog, but the problem there was that it was coded in with, I'm like, you could change it, but the only way you can get rid of it was if you had like real player percentage, or if you just didn't go by shot timing at all. So
the fact that also the jumpers have no visual, like when you hold the shot too long, you never know unless it pops up on the screen and tells you, late release or something like that. I think visually you should see that you held the shot too long, like live.
Now I see Izzy says because now okay. I'm gonna read his complete thing. It says it seems the aiming was implemented maybe to alleviate online latency. I know that was explained in a Brooks video, and then it was like because now you don't have to worry about your timing and online lag. But the thing is, you still have to
The
worry about
meter.
online.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you still have a meter. So
You
you
still have
could
to deal with it.
right. You still have to deal with online lag. So it hopefully it minimizes it, but you still have to worry about because again, if you don't find those spots where you don't have to aim it, if you don't have to aim it, you find the player spots. You don't have to worry about online lag with the shot aiming. But if you're shooting shots just to shoot shots with anybody, you have to worry about that online lag when you try to aim it,
So
and
here's
then
the
that's
thing.
where the issue is going to come in.
So here's the thing, because I don't criticize things without giving solutions. So here's my solution.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you should pull the stick down, and it should be as straight as possible. That will give you your aim initially, right? And then I think if you really want to aim it, you should have to push the stick back up in that direction.
Golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The golfing mechanic. As soon as you said it, I was like PGA 2K.
So if you're gonna go with it, you got to go all the way, because the timing is there in golf club or now what is PGA Tour. Your swing has to be the right pace and it has to be the right angle, right?
Yep.
So that's my thing. Now let me talk about the demo itself. So I'll start with the negatives. There actually aren't many. I'll be honest. I deleted the game within 5 minutes. It felt like 2K20. I played 2K20 way too much this year for it to feel like 2K20 and me being receptive to it. But I re-downloaded. So one of the big negative is still tendencies. That's something that can be fixed.
You can't get up there, baby.
The shot meter, which I already talked about, and I said players are still unaware of their surroundings at times. So there's times where players will still run into each other. They don't understand spacing. They don't understand proximity to other players in the sideline and things like that. They need to fix that a little bit. Now, positives. Off-ball movement has more nuances. Players move with more urgency. I like that. CPU players naturally make better decisions according to the proximity of the rim situation, etc. That's on offense. Fast breaks aren't stopped as much with the passing, and handcuffs have been taken off for trailer guys and other guys on the fast break that are running, waiting to receive a pass. Momentum jump shots seem to have been somewhat reworked, which they feel a bit better. The animations trigger a bit better. Dribbling feels a tad bit more responsive, and better mapping for shot blocking. Bigs have an impact on the game. So overall, I'm still on the fence about whether I'm going to buy it or not. I don't know whether I feel like putting all the time into a roster, but if I do, I mean, I know I'll get a decent experience. It's just I played so much 2K20. It's not so vastly different than 2K20 that I really am like, yeah, this is an automatic buy. But
I still like 2K20. 2K20. I'm playing my league on my PC on that, and if I do get 2K21, it's going to be a straight up, my player type thing. I don't see myself, especially with the next generation coming up anyway. I don't see myself getting into my league too deep in that. I may run like one season of my league, my career, and just go with that and just wait the next generation. But I like the game overall. I think the demo is pretty decent. I mean, I know it wasn't gonna be that much of a difference between 20 and now, but I do like the fact the game's not really over animated. It feels a little bit smoother. It's not too many crazy animations that take over at times. I like the shot meter. I wish it would stay, and it should not. It should just not be. It should be an option. People don't want to use it. Cut it off. Just don't take it out completely. But I have a fear, and I could be wrong because Scott OG is here. I just hope too many people don't complain to the point where it's taken out completely, and leave it there, and put it in the back where the regular stuff is in the forefront, so the casuals could like what they like, and the advanced people could play with what we have now. So other than that, I'm okay with the demo. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm on the fence if I'm going to get it, but if I do, I'm definitely just going to put my player content in the game. So anybody else have any other thing about it?
Go ahead, DJ.
Well, I already have 2K21 pre-ordered for my PC, so I'm good to go as far as getting the game. So next week is going to be fun. As far as the demo was concerned, let me look at my notes. That take like very light notes, but the big thing I got from this demo was the shot timing versus the shot aiming, just understanding, the metas of both of them. I already understood shot timing, but shot aiming, just understanding what I didn't have to do, which came naturally from shot timing. And then also,
Out of
what was that?
almost like a pressure, like it's not like a clock is ticking in your head when somebody's
Yes.
closing out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
'cause
no,
sometimes-
that could be an issue. Like you trying to if somebody's up on you on defense and that shot stick, it could be an issue of actually making a
Well,
good
but
shot.
that's the thing. Why
that.
would you take the shot with somebody like in your face like that? That's where you have to work the ball around, work the play. It's going to depend on the team. It's going to depend on the offense, and it's going to depend on the player.
I get what you're saying, but there's not going to be an ideal situation where every shot is going to be a wide open shot. I mean, that's just not basketball.
No, because there was one time I hit a shot over Marcus Morris. He was in my face, but I just held it firm, and it was within Giannis's spots, so I didn't have to aim that much. But it's like
I get what you're saying right there.
And just real quick, it's like I told DJ offline. I told him like it actually feels rewarding now because of the shot meter and the difficulty to swing the ball and get an open shot. You're like, okay, like if you're bad at it, you're like, oh, okay, this is my chance to maybe make a shot, right?
And you know what's funny? Because
that's very true. I agree.
Because the last game I played, I actually hit a game-winning shot with seconds left with DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo, and I definitely will upload it on Twitter. It is crazy, and the fact that I had basically it was a full court pass, which those will get picked off if you're not careful. These defenders are active as fuck. I'm like, I've seen players actually attempt to try to knock the ball down on just post-entry passes, and it's just crazy. I've seen people just pick it off. The defense, God, what boost did you do with these players? Because all of a sudden they can block shots and the animations actually pan out the way they're supposed to.
And the ball physics too.
Yes, because these shots being blocked are more emphatic. They're kind of. I'm kind of reminiscing about 2K13 as far as the way the shots were being blocked. Of course, dunks weren't being blocked then, but.
Yeah, it's funny how basketball. I mean, not basketball. It's funny how the basketball would get blocked on a shot, but not a dunk in that game.
Yeah, but here's the thing about blocks as well. They're not just happening just straight up. They're also happening. Like I had one where Kawhi. This is where his signature animation, because he looked like he was ready to time it. Like he was leaning, like, don't go for this layup. I was on a fast break. I went for the layup, and Kawhi what he did was, instead of jumping up with his hand up, his arm actually went forward and blocked the shot that way. Like, you get block shots that way over the back block shots that don't get called for fouls. Those are occurring. I'm just like, damn, okay, about time. So I was happy about that.
One thing I'll say about that, I noticed that the defensive positioning for the computer is a bit more logical. And I mean, God, we're obviously not playing on Hall of Fame. So if it's that logical on All-Star or Pro, then we might be in for a treat because you could beat guys off the dribble. But, I used the all-time Lakers, for example, and Jerry West was kind of having his way because I think Havlicek was guarding him. And, Jerry West is pretty good. Kobe was having his way, but the blow-by animations aren't nearly as prevalent this year. You really have to set a guy up before you get by him. And then, for the people worried about the shot meter at the basket, it's not really that serious. If you're under the basket, you're not really going to miss 90%.
Yeah, it's the same. It's pretty much like almost the same as if you were using shot timing, except you don't just release it. You just make sure it's in the lane. Matter of fact, you don't even have to worry about if it's in the lane. You're that close. I've seen videos of somebody airballing layups, but I'm like, I don't know how they did that.
The one thing I'll say is, man, when I was using Shaq and Wilt in the post, it was so much
the
different.
Physicality between those.
It felt so good. There were times last year where it felt like Shaq couldn't just throw his elbow into somebody and just dunk on him, right? Even if it's not a contact dunk, I just want the positioning where I make a post spin, I'm in position, I can rise up and dunk on somebody. I did it several times with Shaq this year. Last year, it felt like they didn't really give him that ability to do it as much as he probably should. But this year, Kareem was a lot more nuanced. I would square up. The triple threat feels a lot more responsive when you jab step and drive. So yeah, man, there's a lot of improvements. You know, on the surface, if you watch it play, it seems like 2K20, but when you play
It's
it,
in
there
the
are some.
details.
Go ahead, DJ.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
no. I was adding on to what you were saying. It's definitely in the details. It's not obvious, but like you got players that come up like you get the physical interaction between the ball handler and the defender. You can actually provide a good step back off of that. You can actually, it's like that nudge before the step back. And it's just crazy. And I remember I beat Marcus Morris off the dribble with a hezzy move, and he was just beat. Once he was beat, and he needed help. Help defense seems like it's a lot more responsive. Double teams are coming from where they are
Bro,
logically coming from.
I used the all-time Lakers. I swear to God, on one possession, they double teamed every perimeter player I had. I threw the
Yeah.
ball to Magic. They brought a double team, but they didn't break it right away. It was weird. It's like they brought one guy, then the other guy came halfway, and he was like, "Okay, is he going to dribble? Is he not?"
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. I'm like, I haven't seen this many double teams. It was kind of interesting. It was almost like they went into a trapping phase for that possession.
Yeah,
But
and it's
come from different places. They're a lot stronger now,
Yes.
but at the same time, you can pass out of them if you time it correctly. But yeah, man.
And then the signature styles. I know they talked about defense. I alluded to that with Kawhi Leonard and his little stance, but those signature animations for certain players like Magic Johnson. I don't know if he was doing this in 20, but when he bring up the ball, he always had that hand out. But on defense, he stood a certain way. So you had those type of stances. Kobe stood the way he normally stands and acted the way he acts. Shaq, all of them. Wilt, Russell, Bird. In
Russell,
the game,
Russell, man. See, the thing about Russell in the post is like you would think that Shaq would dominate him.
Oh, I tried Russell. That was a fail.
It was a big fail for me too. He sent Shaq a good 2 or 3 times. Like,
well, shoot.
That weak shit in there.
At least he sent your shot. He caught mine. I was just like, that's why they say when they have these debates about Shaq versus Russell, you need a video game simulation to see how that would. Because, Bill Russell, if he can neutralize Wilt Chamberlain, then he could neutralize Shaq. Come on.
Positioning, bro.
Right. I couldn't back him in, so it's just crazy.
So at the end of the day, I didn't know. I haven't heard anything from Chris Thomas. Have you played the demo, or what are your thoughts about it?
Right now it's downloading as we speak.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure you'll probably say something on Twitter or tell us something about it on Thursday.
Just to warn you, you only got 5 games to play now. Only 5.
Another thing that turned me off.
That is.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
I can't take my time with it, so I only have 5 games.
There's 6 minutes. 5 games, 6 minutes, 6-minute quarters. So once you get in the game, it's gonna go by quick. So yeah.
I was like, I didn't know I was getting a beta. The fuck? I'm playing a beta, not a demo.
I mean, at least with the beta, they gave me 3 days, not 6 games.
Yeah, they gave you 5 games, and everything else you just play at 2KU.
See, and I was thinking, I was in the back of my mind, I was like, I hope this resets per day, because 5 games for 2 weeks, nah, that's not play now.
Technically, it's a week, right? 2K comes out next week, right?
It is next week. But what I'm saying, from now until the release of 2K is actually 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I seen I've been reading blogs about that new shot meter. I want to try it out because it seems fun. I want to try it.
Okay, I saw you. I was gonna say
I'm actually interested in trying it. Yeah, I had myself on mute, but I'm actually interested in giving it a shot now. I'm going to see what that's about. That sounds really interesting.
The shot meter, it has its quirks. It's something different, but it's really not that bad once you get used to it. You start off for maybe about 10 or 20 minutes. After a while, you understand the concept, and it's really satisfying when you make a shot. I think somebody else said that earlier. Shout out to who said that? Optimus Goob. He said right there. He said shit feels good when I hit the shot. When I hit a shot though.
Oh, and
son, you can't take the whole keyboard.
The freelance motion, man. They've done something with that too. DJ, you remember how I talked last year about the spacing and the cuts and the timing?
Yeah. What about the handoffs? Because the handoffs are coming off better too.
They've
Yeah,
changed the timing of everything in the positioning. Now the cuts play a lot more, like I won't say on a script, but when you watch NBA teams play basketball, especially the better ones, like Denver, you watch the San Antonios of the world, it looks like it's running on a script because they know it's like second nature to them where they're supposed to be. That's how the freelance moves now, and it moves a lot more fluid, and it seems like there's a lot more variation to their cuts as well. I like it.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think it's a pretty good concept. It's not for everybody, and I think they should leave it. I think it should be for people who want to have an advanced or more user-friendly experience. Like if I play it, I probably won't use it. I never use shot meters anyway, but I wanted to try it, and once I didn't want it to defeat me. And I think that's one thing that I do when I play video games. I don't want anything to beat me. So when I started using it and I realized I wasn't good at it, I kept trying because I did not want to feel defeated from a video game. I mean, that's just something I've been doing ever since I've been a kid. Back in the 80s when I've been playing video games, I don't want the game to beat me. I don't want to feel defeated. So I wanted to actually learn the mechanic. But once it comes out, I'll probably just be using the same old stuff I've been using.
The other thing that threw me off was the camera relative controls because I never use camera relative. I always use absolute. So that kind of threw me off a little. But the one thing I'll say is for the people who are thinking about, well, now what is the behind the back dribble? Now you have to rotate the stick.
Yeah, it's kind of like you rotate it or you do down and right or something like that. I have a whole controls live stream. I can't remember.
No, wait a minute. I think it's diagonal. You don't have to rotate it.
Down and right or down and left.
Oh, I rotate it every time and it works.
Yeah, it says down.
Because if you rotate it, that would induce a spin.
Well, not a full,
unless if it was
not a full. Right. I haven't done a full rotation.
Yeah,
and then also, I think the spin is tied to. I think you have to hold turbo with the spin too.
Oh, that's another thing about that spin move. When you do it, if you hold it the opposite to where you're spinning, he'll leave the ball in place and pick it up. That little trick spin, that little feint spin, like he'll complete the spin. But the one you did. I was just like, what? And I tried it again. I was like, oh, you can do that. Wow. Okay. And I was just like, could I do that last year? No, I don't think so. Unless someone could show me that they did it in 2K20. But that
it took some of them gathers out from 2011, man. Kobe had some mean ones when he do a little fake post spin and then spin baseline. There were some ones that they had in. They were kind of canned, but they were canned sequences, but they were dope though. They took them out.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about a couple of these comments real quick. Poser King asked, "How about with a live defense?" I guess he's talking about how the shooting meter is with a live. That's one thing I know that I will probably have trouble with. That's something I'm gonna have to really get into if I would like to. I think I'll be okay, but
find good shots.
I could see people try to get rattled with that. State of Franchise says, "Oh my God, I agree. I want to remove the damn meter."
Yeah, man, bro. Honestly, I wouldn't have had as big of an issue with it if they just let me remove that meter. I don't need that meter on the screen, man.
Yeah, I think it's gonna become to the point where you can remove it. I don't see why. I mean, it's always they've been always pretty good with options or whatever. Super Lion 2003 says, "I agree with Bill's timing should always be involved when releasing the jump shot." I agree. I do agree with that. We talked about what Izzy said just then. Because we talked about that about lag.
Oh, random thing. Just before you read that comment, apparently Daniel Schneider has a Twitter account now.
Yeah, you can go follow him. I'm good.
No, his account's protected, so he already knows.
I bet it is.
I'm not surprised if it's protected. I'm not surprised. Salsa Down Philly said, "Is it me or did they change the player models this year in 2K? Also, did any of you guys notice the gameplay changes this year while playing a demo?" I noticed that the animations don't feel over animated. The player models, I haven't really noticed that, but I did notice that the gameplay does feel slightly a bit smoother and not too many wonky animations coming on. Let's see. Izzy said, "I would love an online lobby of shot stick only." Let's see.
That's going to be interesting because if the online community is everybody gets to play according to how they have their control set up, you're going to have shot timing people going up against shot aiming people.
That's how it should
Right.
be. I would
I
never tell somebody what they should be able to use.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Let's see. Izzy said, I spent more time in 2KU, and to be honest, I'm having a blast
Because
working on the shooting
that's
and
what
now
they let
dribbling.
you play.
But
That's why.
I kind of get what he's saying. It's like I was saying earlier. If I'm constantly shooting air balls, or if I'm constantly missing, I will continue to get at. That's just like with any game. It's not just to shoot. I can't stand for a game to defeat me in any aspect. Like it doesn't matter if it's like Bloodstained Ritual of the Night or if it's any other game I'm playing. If I'm getting whooped and I'm getting beat, I'm going to keep playing until I actually get decent at it. So I kind of get what he's saying.
We're just lucky they didn't put us in the gym like, all right, motherfucker, you got 10 minutes. They get them shots up.
ABTI said, he also said, NYK and Chris, just hold down the shot stick if you're going to use it. Rotate accordingly to aim. That's kind of basically what I was saying. Behind the back, he said that as well. I guess this is a question for everybody, but Antonio Wilson, shout out to him. He asked this question: will you buy the game on release day?
already have it pre-ordered.
DJ already pre-ordered it. Myself, I'm still on the fence because I don't know if I'm willing to go ahead and just put in the effort to just go ahead and just do a my player or do a my career, because that's what I'll play the game for. A couple people asked me when I did the controls stream. Some people asked me to pick up the game and do a my career live stream throughout my career. I may do that. I don't know, but as far as the gameplay goes, I'm not going to sit here and say it's a day one release. If you love basketball, I don't see why not. But it's like really it's a weird time right now because we know next gen is coming up as well. So I can't say like buy this game, because I tell you one thing: if you buy this game, one thing you're not going to have to worry about is the modes. You're going to be good with the modes if you want to play my league or whatever. They don't even have to touch that stuff because their mode is just that good. So if you want to play that, that's good. But I think a lot of people may not. They may just wait to next generation. So I don't know yet.
One thing that is going to be awkward is that basically 2K released 2 games within the same season. So it's like you're not going to get any new rookies. They weren't able to conduct a draft. Or were they? No, they weren't able to conduct a draft because they were still trying to get this season squared away. So
that's interesting how that plays out. I mean,
there's going to be no real schedule.
Right.
So for my league users, I wonder when they set up the schedule, is it going to be like a random customized, just like after you play a regular first year of my league and then the second year how they do that? That's going to be interesting.
Because I mean, I know OG would know. He probably won't say how they're setting that up. That's probably something that they're probably still in the works with. So I don't expect him to comment on it, but it will be interesting to see how rookies or how the my league is set up with games or whatever. Maybe they're just going to use just a random 82 game season. I have no idea. But that will be interesting. Poster King also asked this for DJ, and I know the answer to this as well. He said, is PC getting the next gen version 2? As far as I know, no, they're not. But,
yeah, I just sent it in the chat to him, but no, it's current gen.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing they did with the 2K14 version, where they gave us the PS3 version on PC, and 2K15 was the PC version. So 2K22 will be the next gen version. I'm pretty sure it will be.
Yeah, because they announced that beforehand that the PC was going to be the current gen version versus PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Yeah, so if you want the next gen version, and I'm pretty sure that's the same with Madden. I don't think we're going to get the next gen version on PC as well. I think it's going to be the same way. So
wait a minute, aren't you playing it on PC right now?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, when the PS5 version comes out, I don't think we're getting that version on PC. That's what I was saying. Well, like the Madden 21, the next generation version, I don't think we're getting that on PC.
You're playing 21 on PC right now, so it's not going to be the next gen version. You can 100% guarantee that right now.
That's what I was telling Poster King. It's the same concept with 2K. That's what I was saying. So
I still think it's going to be a port for next gen though, because they're offering it for the same price tag, and yeah.
Hey, you never know. It might be. I don't know. Anything else y'all got? Anything I want to add to the podcast? I mean, we got maybe about 20 minutes left.
Oh, DJ, I
Anybody in
want
the comments got a question y'all want to ask? Definitely do that now. That'd be great.
What's up, Chris?
I was gonna ask, how do you like PGA 2K21?
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I'm just like, it's nice to just get into a game. I already know I don't know shit. I don't know that much about golf. I've never really played golf in real life, and it's good to just get in there and learn. And then as I learn the game, I'm like, the graphics are pretty good, the gameplay is pretty good, the physics are just crazy. Most golf games, they do a good job with the physics, but this one is like, if the ball's going to continue to roll, it's going to continue to roll. You definitely have to be true with your shots, whether you're
I'll
starting
be right
out
back, fellas.
with all the assists, or you can get to the point in this game where you can have no assists. Like, you'll have no aiming arc, no wind indicator. You have to kind of go by, like, if you get to certain parts of the course, you have to go by like trees that are maybe nearby where they're blowing left or right. Um, Reading the greens, I'm like, they give you a grid just like any other golf game, but I think you can play it without the grid if you play it at the highest difficulty level. So the game is accessible for everybody. So you can start out and just, slowly go about things. But that shot timing, what Bills was describing earlier, what should be in NBA 2K21, is pretty much been in most golf games forever. And technically, I'm gonna go even further than that. NHL does that. It has the wind up and shot, and it aims at the same. No, wait a minute. No, it doesn't aim. But if you do certain
With the left.
controls with the right stick, you aim with the left stick. But if you like, you can control how you shoot it by just holding on and then flicking up. But with
Didn't
golf,
the
you have.
11 have too?
What was that?
Did 11 have what I was talking about?
Yeah, because they got it from NHL. I did a video on that. I kind of overplayed it as a scam, but yeah, NBA Elite 11 got that method from NHL, because at that time EA Canada was doing both games. So, but yeah, just to go back on the golf game, I'm like, I think you'll have fun. And I'm like, have you played golf before, or have you played any past? Okay, so you'll
I
have
played
fun.
both games, and I know a little bit about golf because my father did play golf. Well, loves to play golf, so.
Okay, yeah, I think you'll have fun with it.
Okay, so I guess.
And plus the career mode, I'm like, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I feel like I'm cheating a little bit with the assists, but again, I know I'm learning. But as you play, I know Bills doesn't like this because you can't play as any of the pro players, but you do run into some of the pro players. Like, already before I got into the PGA Tour, there are a couple, like Sergio Garcia popped up. Saw him in the outside the PGA Tour. Saw him in the Corny Tour. I'm like, what the heck? He's falling off that much? So I'm like, geez. He almost missed the cut. And then, but you can like change, like, you don't have to do like the full 4 rounds that the PGA does. You can do 1, you can do 2, all the way up to 4. Right now, since I did the single thing to get into the Corny Tour, I did that 1 round, and then for the Corny Tour, I did it 2 rounds. But for the PGA, I'm gonna do all 4. So but I think you'll have fun. You'll like it.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Any opinions on the NBA playoffs so far?
Rumors of LeBron's demise were greatly exaggerated.
Yeah, Portland's done, especially with that injury that just popped up. Dame time turns into lame time because it won't be game time with that injury.
I think Kia just slid out. He's like, I'm good. I talked about Madden. I'm straight.
As he always does.
Yeah,
like, peace out.
Yeah, LeBron came and was like, y'all said something? I heard y'all were talking? Oh.
I haven't. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't followed no real sports. All my real sports has been on the video games. I don't know what's going on. I have to defer to y'all to find out what's going on.
So you haven't heard about
all I know. The only thing I know that Luka was a bitch ass white boy and then he torched somebody. That's all I know. I don't know nothing else.
Wow.
I don't know nothing else. I'm dead serious. I don't know nothing else that happened in sports.
All I know is that
I heard about that, and that was it.
All I know is that in those situations, do not have Reggie Jackson on the court at all. And Kawhi, you got to fight through that screen way better than you did. You just let somebody hold on to it. You didn't even try to break free.
Yeah, right
yeah,
now.
like these video game sports have just been taking up my time as far as sports go. I haven't watched no real life sports.
So you
Kawhi
haven't
said,
heard Earl Thomas got released?
Who got released?
Earl Thomas.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah. I did hear about that. I heard that through
yeah,
Engraven Vids. He has a YouTube channel. He was talking about it then. So
yeah.
And
I happened to see that on YouTube and I was looking at it.
and I guess Buda Baker is now the highest paid
Paid
safety.
safety in the league.
Oh
Yeah, I saw
wow.
that sign. Yeah,
I remember when the Falcons thought about drafting that kid, and they passed on him and ended up getting I can't remember who they got in his place, but they was gonna draft him at one point.
Didn't y'all get Keanu
No,
Neal? What's
it
his
wasn't. I don't think it was the same year that the Keanu Neal came in, but they was gonna draft him, and I can't remember who they drafted that time, but Buda Baker was like the guy that they was gonna pick, but they ended up getting. I think it was a year or two before Keanu Neal came, so it wasn't the same year. But they played the same position. I can't remember who they decided to draft that year.
Okay, so let's hypothetically, let's say LeBron wins the championship. Do y'all think they're still gonna downplay LeBron's
they
achievement?
always are.
Which still is
They always are. That's never gonna end.
I think the haters will because of it. I think personally, anybody who won this championship, to me, I feel like it has a huge asterisk to it. That's not even a hate on LeBron, but the haters are gonna come out and be like, "Oh, he won it through the quarantine," and I mean, whatever. He won a championship, whatever you want to call it. But I think this season in general is just not just basketball, hockey, baseball, whoever the fuck is playing sports this year that had to be stopped because of it. It's a huge asterisk next to it. If other people don't want to think otherwise, that's fine. But the haters are really going to emphasize that. And I don't think that's
Bills, before you go, I would put an asterisk next to it too, but I would give more credit to whoever wins the championship because every player's timing is all messed up. I'm like, and also you're talking about the finals are going to be the first couple of weeks in October. And then they're talking about that they may not start the season next season until March. So that's going to be and me and Bills, we mentioned this. I think me and VF, we also talked about this. It also leads to a new host of problems for Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it
because
does.
now they're going to be dealing with competition for viewership, and their viewership has already been going down.
Yeah, that's the league that don't need competition right there.
Yeah, they don't.
The only thing I'm looking forward to, and I want to see how this plays out because The Rock he bought the XFL. I want to see how that's going to play out when they come back. Now that's one thing I'm definitely looking forward to.
See Washington beat St. Louis's ass again. That's what I'm waiting for.
Here we go. But but like I said, as far as the championship goes, I'm with you, Chris Thomas. I have like some reserves about the title itself just because of everything went down. But you already know, like these LeBron haters, and I'm a Chicago guy. I love Jordan through and through. I don't try to compare the two. I think it's stupid. But the guys who that puts Jordan on this pedestal and put LeBron down here, they're going to use that against him so bad, and it's so unfair because nobody could predict that something like this would happen, and it's not right. But I do agree, like anybody if anybody put this championship on the same level as a regular, normal circumstance season type of championship, I mean, you got to use some common sense. It's not the same. Oh, also shout out to Chance Plemons on Twitch. Rated the channel. I appreciate that. Good look. We are live on Twitch as well. If you guys don't know, but you about to say something to Chris?
Bills was going to.
Oh, Bills. I'm sorry, Bills.
Yeah, no, the asterisk is a positive asterisk. I mean, it's more difficult than the regular season.
Okay.
Then on the other end of it, it's just funny with LeBron. It never ends. It's 1 second LeBron's washed and the Blazers are going to beat him in 5, and The next minute, they're an 8 seed. Of course.
Wait a minute, who said the Blazers were going to beat them in 5?
Plenty of people say,
Yeah, who said that?
I've seen plenty of dumbasses say that. I've seen others say Blazers in 6.
You seen plenty of who?
Dumbasses. Like I said, that's the
okay.
people.
You're absolutely right.
That's the people I'm addressing. Is the dumbasses.
Because the funny thing about that was that a lot of us who are in the know were like Portland was going to give them problems. Well, the problems only lasted for one game.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is like I tried to tell people, I'm like, they're not a regular 8 seed. It doesn't mean the Lakers are losing this series. Now all of a sudden it's they're an 8 seed. Of course they're supposed to.
It's not like the Grizzlies would have put up a fight.
I mean, yeah, they just hedged.
I'm glad that the Portland put them out.
They just hedge their bets every time it has anything to do with LeBron. They hedge their bets, and that's how it's always going to be. It's never going to change.
Yeah, I mean, you know how it is. I mean, I don't. I mean, you say it's a positive asterisk. I don't disagree. I understand where you're coming from with that. But it's just at the end of the day, these clowns out here who like to constantly argue about this stuff. They're on Twitter all the time with the foolishness. That I just can't see how they do it. I mean, like I'm gonna tell somebody straight quick. I'm a Jordan guy. I grew up watching him since the '90s. I respect LeBron what he does, and I think he's a part of greatness, just like any other player that plays on his level or have the level of accomplishments. But I'm not going back and forth to defend myself like, oh, why you like Jordan over there? Get the fuck out my face.
But it's just
I just don't have the time.
It's like the Paul George shit though. It's like everybody's hammering Paul George. I'm just like, bro, Paul George is a human like everybody else. Everybody thinks that these players are superheroes. And I get that you have to elevate your game in the playoffs, but the way people are hammering this dude is just it's crazy, bro. It's like the dude is having a bad series. And I mean that's gonna happen to a lot of the superstars. I mean, there are some guys that played above their normal skill level, and there are guys that played below their normal skill level. And for people that act like PG all of a sudden can't play basketball at all, and just like the tryhards with the memes, and it's just annoying sometimes, bro.
What's going on, King David?
I'm not defending his play. It's just like, I don't know, bro. Some of these throws are just nauseating, man.
Appreciate King David for coming through. I haven't seen King David in a while. I know he's been lurking over there in that other Discord that we may not name, but appreciate you coming through, bro. What you saying, Chris?
All I was about to say is I just get tired of you praise Jordan and call him the GOAT because of rings. And when people say, okay, if you want to add rings, then why don't you go to Bill Russell? Bill Russell has more rings than Jordan. But then you want to go and see with me, I say, if you want to, let's just keep it 100. Out of points, assists, rebounds, LeBron beats Jordan. The only way Jordan has more rings is, yes, he won 6 finals. But at the same time, LeBron been to 9 finals. Let's put context. Out of those, LeBron had to play Golden State, twice, 3 times?
Mm-hmm.
And had KD, Steph, and Clay. One of those playoffs, it was just LeBron versus Golden State. Kyrie was injured. Second time, LeBron came back from a 4-1 game.
He was down 3-1, yeah.
Yeah, down 3-1. Oh, but Jordan never went all the way to the final series. Okay, but at the same time, Jordan never came back from a 3-1.
I mean, the thing is, Chris Thomas, I talk about this all the time. Jordan is the most romanticized athlete in history of sports. And it has nothing to do with his talent, and I'm not going to knock him in any way. But he's romanticized. And, that's really the issue. It's like that with a lot of players, but, him and John Elway are just romanticized players. And one I would say, on one hand, Michael Jordan, I would say, does actually have an argument to be as good as, the level-headed people make him out to be, because he was. John Elway, on the other hand, they do for him what they refuse to do for LeBron when they talk about LeBron's career, which is
But
kind of
all
funny.
all I'm just saying is when you say some add contents about what Jory did compared
They
to
don't
what
know.
LeBron did.
They don't know. They don't know context.
You know what? You know
They
what's
don't know
funny?
context.
A lot of these debates between MJ versus LeBron tend to happen on Twitter, so it's like there's no time to even add context.
But
So
they
like
don't know
even
context.
well, but that's the thing. It makes it worse because these conversations are done over Twitter. You try to invite somebody to have a live debate and they don't show up,
Just like
then
that,
it's just
Radcliffe. How is LeBron the greatest when he's 3-6 in the finals, right? But there's zero
there's
context to that.
well, there's context actually in it. The fact that he's been in 9 finals, and there was a point where he went through what 8 straight.
The
It was
fact
just like every year you saw LeBron in the finals, no matter if he was with
and the thing
Cleveland or Miami.
And the
But
thing
and
is,
then
it's
and
funny
then
when I tell people this though. It's like, okay, finals like rings are a team accomplishment, right? Here's where they become an individual accomplishment. When you go to multiple teams and multiple coaches and multiple players around you, and you're still making it, that's when it becomes an individual accomplishment for a player because now you are the common denominator. Like I said, bro, I'm not here to defend his final record. I'm not here to defend any of that. It's just the more bullshit you bring up on one side, I can bring up facts on the other side. It'll go on all day. Who you who you think is the greatest is who you think is the greatest, but make sure you have a case and some facts along with context.
My thing is, like I said, I'm not debating nobody. I've been a Bulls fan since '91. I'm not about to sit here and be arguing about nothing. I respect the man. I respect the man greatness, and I'll leave it at that. I'm not about to go back and forth with nobody about who I feel is I mean, he's my favorite player, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't have time to go back. I respect the man's greatness, and I'll leave it at that. Some people can't do that though.
I get it, but for the people who do want to debate and they do want to, talk about it, I mean, have some logic and have some context to the shit you bring up. And a player having a 3-6 record is just, the player led every series in statistical categories.
Assists, rebounds, points.
So it's like when Kawhi won a Finals MVP for holding LeBron to 30 on 50% shooting. So let's just remember that.
All right, I put it right here. There it is, right there.
I know.
Or like I said, right there. It's all about opinion. Like who you like. And
that is true because at the end of the day, you're comparing two different types of players. Jordan was a dominant. Well, to tell you the truth, both could play in either era. So I'm not even. At first, I was on the fence about could LeBron handle the '90s era, but at the end of the day, yes, he can. He can easily handle the '90s era.
The other thing I disagree with though is automatically comparing LeBron and MJ like there's nobody else in the conversation.
Right.
That's another thing that gets me, that kills me, is when they pretend like Jordan's the automatic gatekeeper. This isn't a Wayne Gretzky situation. As much as they try to make it a Wayne Gretzky situation, it's not a Wayne Gretzky situation. LeBron and Jordan aren't the same player. They're both dominant and have been dominant for longer than any other player in the league in history. They both have had a decade or more run as the best player.
I was about to say decade, damn near a decade plus.
Kareem was the only person throughout the 70s that pretty much had that argument. So people need to just I'm fine with having the debate, but once you start saying the hater shit and just stupid shit with no context, no facts, that's when I just kind of back away. I'm all for a good debate as much as the next person.
The thing is, it has to be a good debate, though. Some of these clowns don't know how to do that. They don't know how to. They don't
know how to debate even on a base level.
Right.
Because your opinion doesn't matter in a debate.
I don't even try to waste my time. I was like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like,
you got it.
There you go. You got it.
Well, that's your opinion. So,
It's another thing. Like Pooh said, when will people get tired of this? And also, he says it's mentally fatiguing. It really is.
They will never get rid of this. Like this will be
it's almost the same people who continually literally just go out their way to bash Madden.
You
not
know
the
what it
ones who
is?
like, not the ones that say like I don't like it. That's cool. They just go out their way to just find stuff wrong. It's almost the equivalent.
You know what part of it is? It's the fact that sports media and people in general love comparing current players to retired players. I feel like once LeBron's retired, that conversation is gonna die out. Much like it did with Kobe.
They'll
Nobody
find
really
another
talks
two
about
to do
Kobe
it.
and
They'll
MJ
find another
or
person to do it with.
Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
They will, but I'm saying LeBron and MJ specifically is just an example. 20, 30 years down the road, we can easily have another person to compare it to LeBron or MJ or whoever.
Right.
It's just going to move on and it's going to transfer to the next person. I'm sure once Tom Brady retires, Pat Mahomes will start having who's better,
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes? Or, that's just how it goes. So,
But I say, but let's say Pat Mahomes like go to 4 or 5 Super Bowls, then that's gonna be the comparison. Oh, which one's better, Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady?
Well,
Yeah,
I had a
that-
question to ask y'all that I didn't get to last week that I think is a bit interesting. So they asked who, I think it was Bleacher Report or The Score, one or the other. They asked who's the greatest Packer quarterback of all time, and their options were Bart Starr, Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers. I said Brett Favre, and I
Same
said Brett,
here.
and I
I'm
said
with you
Brett
on that.
Favre because if you win 3 MVPs in a row in the NFL,
I think
that's fucking unheard of.
and I don't really want to go down this rabbit hole, but a lot of people give Aaron Rodgers very high praise. But let's be honest, the last maybe 5-6 years, I'm not going to say he's been average, but he hasn't done much for the last 5 or 6 years. I mean, he put up efficient numbers, but these are not mind blowing numbers to where he's like, okay, he's still up there. He's put up enough to just say, you know what, he hasn't fall off compared to somebody who's constantly just putting up numbers to say like they're still like ascending on their career. To me, it just seemed like he's just been a high level and just kept at that he just plateaued. It's not like he's going higher and higher throughout his career like some quarterbacks are.
Well, real quick before you go, this is the one thing I'll say. When I talk about the greatest player of a franchise, there are a couple things I have to think about. What did they change with the franchise as far as the identity? Did they bring some legitimacy to it, like Jordan did, where he brought them to the playoffs in the second season and things like that? What kind of stats did you put up on that team, obviously? How many championships were you the best player on? And then I go from there.
But see, the thing about it is that when you do that, a lot of people start talking about Aaron Rodgers, like, oh, look who he had to work with, the defense, this, that, and the third. It's like, well, okay, that's fine.
Brett Favre had to work with.
But
that's the thing. Not only that, even with that defense or whatever, he still put up really good numbers, but it was nothing to where he took his game to the next level. It was like Aaron Rodgers was still just Aaron Rodgers. It wasn't like
because Brett Favre had no defense to bail him out, and because I haven't said who I would favor. That's where I would favor Brett Favre because he literally had to do and carry that team.
Okay, here's one. Okay, would y'all consider Matthew Stafford to be the best line quarterback of all time?
It's not close.
Yeah, I agree. Because I'm looking at Scott Mitchell, really?
Look at the legitimacy. Look at the legitimacy. He brought that team to a playoff. They hadn't seen that since Barry Sanders was there.
Yeah.
Right. We got to understand, like, I'm not taking nothing away from Aaron Rodgers. And I know people who probably listen to this will say something like, oh, Aaron Rodgers this, Aaron Rodgers that. And I'm like, no, I'm not taking nothing away from him. But we have to understand this is not even like putting him with the greatest Packer of all time. I'm just putting it in general. After he won the Super Bowl, which was a lot of people don't realize that's about to be 11 years ago, dude hasn't done nothing since.
Yeah, but
we just got to be real.
Yeah, but here's the thing with Aaron Rodgers that we got to remember. He hasn't exactly been playing with his shits on the town.
What did I just say? What did I just say?
But here's the thing. If you're going to use that argument for Favre,
it's not even
you
an
have
argument.
to use that argument for Aaron Rodgers.
No, I'm not saying I'm not using that argument.
I think Aaron Rodgers had a better defense to work with.
No, I'm not using it as an argument against one or the other. I'm just saying people look at Aaron Rodgers like he's like up here with the rest, and I'm just saying like, okay, he maybe is, but it's not like he's not up there with like the other ones. Like I would say talent wise, I would say he's easily, been top 5 for the past 10, 15 years, easily. But you're looking, it's almost like let's say, what's his name? That coach for the Saints. Coach
Sean
for the Saints. Sean, it's almost like Sean Payton. Everybody gives Sean Payton all his praise, but let's be honest, what has he done really since they won the Super Bowl in 06?
State of franchise sports. McCarthy didn't change his playbook or philosophy for 4 years, and what happened?
And it's gonna be the same thing in Dallas.
They had a bottom. They were a bottom half of the league defense for his entire prime. He had an injured Jordy Nelson who ended up getting traded away and later retired. He had no run game. Eddie Lacy went and ate himself out of the league. There's a lot of things you can talk about. There's a lot of things you can talk about with Aaron Rodgers that he didn't have on the side. Like I said, I'm not here to debate who had more help, who had less help, but I'm just saying if you win 3
right,
straight,
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that either.
I think, yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that either. Just like even when you look at the individual stuff after the Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers has been like he hasn't been up there because, like you said, Brett Favre won 3 MVPs. You talking about Bart Starr? Bart Starr's fairly been decorated throughout his entire career as well.
But didn't he win 2 Super Bowls?
Right, he won 2 Super Bowls as well. But when you look at Aaron Rodgers, it's nothing to take away like his numbers. I mean, we're not saying his numbers are bad. It's just like, okay, once you got to that point, we're looking at a situation where you put up efficient numbers where the touchdown, the interception ratio is really good, and that's nothing to poo-poo on. But when you look at everything else compared to everybody else around you throughout this era, you've been a 500 quarterback, especially throughout the playoffs.
Well, he's really only had one. He's only really had 1 year that was average, though.
Yeah, that's where we give the knock against Brett Favre is how many interceptions he threw.
Yeah,
he forced a lot of passes.
Rodgers has the best TD interception ratio in the history. Some of these years at 40-7, 38-5. I mean, those are
he's like lights out. He's like lights out with it. I can't
so the thing is, yeah, like I said, any franchise in the NFL, if you win 3 MVPs in a row, I mean, come on, nobody's who's winning 3 MVPs. Even Patrick Mahomes didn't win 3 MVPs during this stretch. Lamar Jackson interrupted that shit already. So
and to be honest with you, with the talent level of the NFL, I don't see nobody doing it back to back. And
look at it back then when you had Barry Sanders to deal with and anybody from the fucking Cowboys, damn near.
Yeah.
And for him to win 3 in a row, man, is something that that's something honestly I don't think we'll see again.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, I don't think we'll see it either. I totally agree. Let's see. Anybody else said anything real quick? His defense was shit. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I'm not taking nothing away from him, but when you look at all 3, like Bart Starr, you look at Brett Favre, I can see where the argument is for him, but I just don't. I'll say Brett Favre, honestly.
I have Starr third. I think it's between Rodgers and Favre, but I think that's a fairly big gap once you consider Favre. Like I said, bro, the 3 MVPs is just. Ugh. I mean, that's crazy to even think about.
I agree.
In the NBA, it's not, but
I want to say something. Bills, you ain't shit for what you sent in the team. I just now saw it. So,
all right, anybody got anything else?
Oh boy.
No, not really.
I don't. Chris, what you got? You got anything?
What we finna do? Outros?
We're about to get to it. I just wonder if you had anything else to add before we do it.
Man, go ahead, Chris.
I said nothing.
Oh, because I was gonna ask the question. Anybody check out the RNC? Because this chick was yelling on the mic like it was like miles away. What's funny? A video game for anybody that watched that. A video game that would have been perfect to interrupt her speech with was Gears of War 2 when Cole interrupts the Queen. It's like, Delta Squad's in your house. You hear that shit? That would have been perfect for that. Yeah, because she sounded exactly like the Queen. And for those of us that watched 90s cartoons, Rita Repulsa from Power Rangers. It's like, after 10,000 years, we're free.
That's funny. But no, I haven't watched it. I've been doing a podcast, so I've been trying to. Good hit. But no, I guess we could get into outros. Listen, Thursday, I'm not sure if we're going to be here. I don't know if y'all know. I think we kind of got an invite to Sim Standard, so we may be over there to talk about a full plate of Madden. So we may be over there. That's not confirmed yet, but we'll definitely stay tuned. So we may be over
Yeah,
there.
because I may be in the chat for that one because I figure it wouldn't be fair to take up a slot when I have nothing to say
Stay
about
Right.
that
that's
game.
with Smitty.
Yeah,
So
Smitty don't
we'll
want them
probably
problems.
I don't know.
right.
Well, the only thing is on Thursday. I don't know how available I'm gonna be because I got some recording to do this week. So,
Damn,
Oh,
bro.
Smitty's lucky.
hey,
So if that's the case, I'll probably be the only one over there. So it may not be a
yeah,
podcast. We'll be
I'll
here
let
if
them
that's
know.
the case.
If
It,
they
it,
bring
it,
up anything 2K related in there, I'll probably be there for that portion. But just wouldn't be fair to take up a slot if I have nothing on Madden. So,
right. But so that'll be the case. So I'll let you guys know. Other than that, man, I don't have anything. Thanks everybody who came through. We're also on Twitch as well. The Twitter handles of all of us are down here. Chris Thomas will give you his Twitter handle. I guess at this point, he's an unofficial member of the podcast. He's been here like 3 or 4 times already. So,
right.
so you can check him out as well.
Oh,
Also,
also another thing. Are we gonna give him a wrench too? Yeah, I'm like, you
it's
could
up to
get
him if he.
anointed tonight. You know,
I mean, if you want to, I don't have a
welcome.
problem with that.
Wow.
So,
Now what? All right,
Bro.
Bills. What just happened?
So breaking news: apparently, Messi has chosen Manchester City as the club he's gonna
Damn!
go to.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Let me go to my Robinhood app.
Oh goodness.
See if Manchester is going to be.
Yeah, right.
I need
Um,
to. Thanks for
time
that
to,
breaking news. I need.
time
I need
to
some.
guess.
Get some
I need.
shares.
just like
Oh
what
yeah, because I had shares before.
How much is your share?
Right now, hold on. Let me see.
Pelican
Manchester.
Man,
let's get these
Pelican Man,
outros
there
out
ain't
the
no
way,
way in
man.
hell.
Let's
Well,
get these
Pelican Man
outros out the
asking,
way, man.
Pelican Man asking for a wrench. You ain't get no goddamn wrench.
Why would you respond to him? Anyway, let's get these outros out the way.
That's why.
Like I
Hold up.
said,
Where's
King
it?
David said join the Discord. Absolutely, the link is in the description. Definitely join the Discord.
You will be
Uh,
scanned before you come in.
yeah, you
Just
definitely
be
will
warned.
be. Yeah, you have to be vetted before you come into the Discord.
Yeah, we ain't having no
Also,
more shenanigans.
right, exactly. Also, I will be. I won't be streaming tomorrow. I think DJ will be. He'll be streaming, so he'll talk about that. Check out all the other content. I put up a ton of content on the channel this past weekend. So check that out if
15
you haven't already. Also,
$15 per share. Manchester
so
United. If anybody wants to invest,
Ooh,
now's the time.
also if you want to get that the content, you can do that. I don't have anything else, so I will jump this over to let's see, DJ. You can go ahead with your outro.
All right, so thank you everybody for coming to the show. It was really active in the chat this time. I'm glad some people enjoyed the blue light special that I got going. So I'm looking to just seem like blue is the perfect color for the background. So I know you guys can barely see it, but whenever I go off screen, you guys see it. But you can find me on Twitter, DJ81. On Twitch. I'll be streaming tomorrow around like 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock. I haven't decided which game I'm gonna do. Maybe PGA again. My screen name on there is Evo325. You can find me there, and you can find me on my website. It's dj81.org.
All right, so that's where you find out. All that's in the description as well. So if you have a problem with like following instructions, just go to the link in the description. Also, Bills, what you got? It's Bills. Bills must
Bills
have
is
muted.
yeah, he must
My
have muted.
plug is not my thing got unplugged.
He's still muted. I can't hear him.
His thing got unplugged again. That's probably what's going on.
All right,
Probably got short in your mic.
No, we can hear you now.
All right. Follow me on Instagram at Grand Sports Talk and also official Grand Music, GRAND Music and GRAND Sports Talk. Also you can follow me at JMBMJ on Twitter, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I should be figuring out some type of streaming schedule soon. Just been a hectic week so far, but I'll have some news for y'all soon.
Well, that's what's up. All right, Chris, where they can find you and what you trying to do with your online league?
Well, yeah, I have online. I have an online league. It's called Dynasty Sim League. It's on Discord. We got five. Actually, we got some spots left. 5 spots, I believe. 48-hour events. We play sim rules with some twists. So that's gonna. If you need a sim league, come hit me up on Discord. Matter of fact, you can find me on also the First and Framerates Discord. Just send me a DM, find you a spot. Also, shout out to the Revolution League I'm in. Shout out to the Go Hard League, and shout out to the Destiny League I'm also in. Also great leagues. You can also find me on my Twitter. My Twitter name is JaymesThomas22 on Twitter. My Twitch is BucksLife25. My gamer tag is BucksLife25. I play all types of games. Shoot me a link. Well, shoot me a message. We can run something. But you have to have Xbox. Don't have a PS5 yet.
All right, DJ, make King David a mod in the Discord. I can't do it.
Okay, that's funny. I thought I gave everybody who was the current mod that gave that ability. Maybe I gotta. Okay.
Yeah, I thought he was one too. I wanted to go try to give it. I think you can only give him the mod status.
Pelican Man, really over here trying to get a wrench.
Yeah, he'd be all right.
Pelican Man can ask me for his address because I can take the Microsoft Flight Simulator, fly to his house, and crash into it. How about that?
Hey, he trying
to He wants to crash DJ Crash Simulator. Okay.
Mr. Ham said, man, I'm late. I've been going through some things. Hey, man, we know how life is. Georgia Southern definitely in the house. You know, he had to put that in there.
Well, you about to get your wrench taken away for saying that shit. You need to give him a wrench while you at it.
GSU is in the house. Absolutely.
Somebody need to give Pooh an ass whooping.
Just give him some latex. He'll stay in the corner.
Wow.
Yeah, so whenever you get a chance, get him a wrench. King David, I'm going to work on getting you a wrench on the channel as well because you already have a mod on my Twitch, so it makes no sense for you not to have a mod on this channel as well. Other than that, there you go. King David, type something in. I think you got it now. Should be good. Seaport is too. Oh yeah, all the time. Seaport, Savannah, Georgia. That's where I'm born and raised. Y'all better recognize. Other than that, all right, we're going. I don't have anything else. We're good. So
I actually have it on here where you can, because I checked in the one that says members with this permission can create new roles and edit. I got that for anybody who's
Yeah, I didn't see. I must have didn't catch it. So check. Just give it to him. And that'll be cool because he's been doing most of the work in the Discord over all of us.
Pelican Man, that's not how it works.
Via, what's gonna be the next retro game?
I plan on doing Fight Night 2004. If not,
Knockout Kings 2000.
King David, you have mod status now. I just did it.
Yeah, somebody else asked me to do it. They advocated for Knockout Kings 2000 as well. So it's either one of those two. I don't have an alternate, but I'm definitely looking at the boxing game for this Sunday.
Wait a minute, are we doing Chris too on Discord? Or
I'm not. I mean, that's up to you. I mean, it's fine with me. It's up to you. But
you wanted Chris? I can give it to you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Let's see. Find you real quick. Which one are you again?
No. You definitely getting in timeout for that, Pelican. I'm sorry.
What do you say?
Getting in timeout for that. Nah, that
Seaport if that's what it takes.
Yeah. You definitely getting in timeout. You don't know what you worrying about the wrong goddamn thing.
I'm about to say that sounds like a prostitute waiting to get screwed.
Oh.
He worrying about the wrong thing. You don't call that out. You don't call that out. You don't know what you're talking about.
Man, y'all banning my dude Pelican Man. Y'all banning my dude Pelican Man. Come on, man. That man's from the Seaport, bro.
He gonna be under the Seaport if you don't watch his mouth.
All right, y'all. We about to go. We will see y'all possibly. We'll see y'all possibly Thursday. If not, if we're on a sim standard, we'll see y'all next Tuesday. So y'all be blessed, man. Y'all be safe, man. And we'll see you guys next time. We are out.
Peace.
Davy Jones, motherfucker.
I'm in this damn Seaport. Shit the hell wrong with him? You don't know what he's talking about.